TNA Wrestling. Cross the line.
In any situation, you've really got to crawl, walk, run before you even think about sprinting, or you'll never be successful. In my mind, and a lot of the corporate guys' mind, we sort of know where we want to get, but to get there, you really got to set a goal, achieve it, set another goal, achieve it, set a goal, achieve it. You can have dreams, but dreams sometimes are unattainable, but they're great to have. You got to have goals, set it, achieve one, move on.
Lasted this long, you got to have a strategy. You got to keep, keep them off balance. And I think with TNA, the young guys, the young crew, young people like to see young people do things. They can inspire to be those young people. That's one of the huge advantages that I think TNA have. He's put a lot of thought into, doing it not so fast, as far as just paying a whole lot of guys to come in here to try to make the company at one time. All of that is very, very important, and I just think he's going by doing it the right way.
If you go outside and you stand under a tree and you look up at it, no matter, it can be 20 feet, 30 feet, 100 foot tall, redfoot tree. If you look up at it and say, how in the hell am I gonna get up to that first branch? I ain't got a ladder. How am I gonna get there? Then you're worried to death. You doubt in yourself. But if you take about 15, 20 steps back, however far you gotta go, and you go, you know what? I'm gonna get to the top of that son of a and I'm gonna go from that branch to that branch to that branch to that branch. You're gonna get your strategy, and if you really look at life that way, you're gonna go, guess what? Not only did I get that first branch, but I'm halfway up the tree before I even start worrying about life. And a lot of times, that is really such a simple way of looking at things. The little boy who walks out and says, I want to climb a tree, and he gets up under it and he's hugging the trunk, going, gosh, I can't even reach up there. That's the wrong approach. Step back, look at it and say, you know what? I'm getting to the top. And if you get halfway up, you know how many people you've passed.
Time for the main event at Slammiversary. You see the champion in the middle, Christian Cage, flanked by the 4 challengers, Sting, The Truth, King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett, yes, and the Monster Abyss. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for these 5 competitors as we remind you that it is time for this NWA World Heavyweight Championship matchup with 5 men involved in the King of the Mountain match. Here's the raw numbers. You take a quick look at them for the 5 competitors. It illustrates the pronounced size advantage for the Monster Abyss. 6 feet 8, 350 pounds, but can he parlay that height and weight edge into his first reign as the champ? You hang the championship belt to win the title, but only after qualifying by winning a fall, send the loser to the penalty box, and falls count anywhere. Christian Cage defends the title tonight, but talk about the deck being stacked against him. 4 opponents gunning for the gold. The 2 previous King of the Mountain matchups, a new champion crowned in both. Tonight at Slammiversary, can Christian rewrite the books, become the first to walk in with the belt, and the first to leave as the title holder? First man to be introduced, his nickname really says it all. The King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett, and he gained that by being victorious on in one of the 2 previous King of the Mountain matchups that we have had in TNA. This is only the 3rd time in the 4 years of total nonstop action wrestling that we've had a King of the Mountain matchup. And when we heard from Jeff Jarrett earlier tonight, you saw the concern on his face as they anticipated who the new public face of TNA management would be. If it was Jim Cornette that Jeff Jarrett was thinking about, remember what Jarrett said. With Cornette in charge, I know that this is my opportunity, maybe my only opportunity to make good.
Here's a man right here that held that belt 2 times. A man that people, I think, have forgotten about here as of late about his place in the World Championship picture. But if all the guys that are going to be in this ring here for King of the Mountain, there's some major names. That man right there is the most agile and the most athletic, and he's going to have to use both of those things to win that belt.
The third person to be introduced, joining the King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett, and Ron the Truth Killings, is a man who has never been the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. He's 6 feet 8 inches tall. He's 350 pounds. He's a monster that's been unleashed in TNA by the man that accompanies him to the ring, James Mitchell. You saw the tail of the tape. You saw the raw numbers. You know all about that size edge that this monster has. But don't forget the James Mitchell factor in a match like this. When you've got Mitchell at ringside watching your back, directing you, plotting, it could be a huge advantage for the Monster Abyss.
Champion, but when it comes to popularity, it's hard to argue with the way the fans feel here in the Impact Zone about this man. He's an icon, he's a legend, and he still smells it, he still feels it, and you heard him today. He still wants that gold. I think he's going to be a major factor here in the King of the Mountain.
I've been so intrigued by the dynamic between Sting and Christian Cage. Sting has told the world he wants to be in the King of the Mountain for bottom line one reason. That man, Jeff Jarrett, eliminate the cancer from TNA. Do not allow Jeff Jarrett to be NWA champ. You take a look backstage here at the Impact Zone at this Slammiversary pay-per-view. What's going through the mind of the champion? Here comes Christian Cage. You know that going through his head at this point, the fact that in the previous 2 King of the Mountain matches, the champions walked in with the belt, but walked out as an ex-champ. Here comes the reigning and defending NWA title holder. Here comes Christian Cage. He's headed into the Impact Zone.
Been such a popular champion. He's been somebody that TNA needed, and he came at the right time. And he's been a great champion. You think of the great battles that he's had with the Monster Abyss. You think of the lockdown, the different matches, but this is his biggest test to date. Never before has he had to defend that belt with the likes of what he has to now. And of course, Sting, Jeff Jarrett, Ron the Truth Killings, and the Monster Abyss.
And never before has Christian Cage been involved in a match like this. The King of the Mountain bout where, yes, his NWA World Heavyweight Championship, it's on the line with 4 other individuals gonna do everything within their power. There you look at Sting to win that title. Jeremy Borash is in the ring. Larry Zbyszko from the championship committee as well. Referee Earl Hebner positioned in place. So you can sure feel the tension in the building, can't you, here at Slammiversary?
This is what it's all about right here.
Time for our main event at the Slammiversary pay-per-view. The 4-year anniversary. Jeremy Borash waiting in the ring with the introductions. JB, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is your Slammiversary main event and is a King of the Mountain match for the Heavyweight Championship of the World. When the bell rings, the holder of the belt and keeper of the cage, Championship Committee member Larry Zbyszko, and your official is Earl Hebner. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing your 5 combatants. First of all, coming to us from Charlotte, North Carolina. He weighed in this morning at 230 pounds and is a 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. This is Ron the Truth Killings. Introducing, ladies and gentlemen, entrant number 2. He's accompanied to the ring by James Mitchell. Standing 6'8" and weighing in excess of 350 pounds, this is the Monster Abyss. Introducing, ladies and gentlemen, entrant number 3. He comes to us from Venice Beach, California. And weighing in this morning at 252 pounds, this is Sting. Entrant number 4, standing to my right. He weighed in this morning at 238 pounds and comes to us from the Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. He is the self-proclaimed King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing from Tampa, Florida, by way of Toronto. He weighed in this morning at 230 pounds and is the current reigning and defending heavyweight champion of the world, Christian Cage.
Main event time at Slammiversary. Christian Cage holds the gold high above his head. That's what's at stake in this match, the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. And again, keep in mind, you hang the championship belt to win the title. And here we go, right even before the opening bell, but only after qualifying by winning a fall in the match. You send the loser of the fall to the penalty box for 2 minutes and turn them loose, because falls count anywhere.
And that's what you're going to have in a match like this. Falls have got to count anywhere, because this ring isn't big enough for these 5 superstars. And you see right now Jarrett and Ron the Truth Killings in the middle of the ring. The goal, like you said, is to be the first one to pin somebody or make them submit, because you are then eligible to take the belt and climb the ladder and hang it up. Man, this is an unbelievable match where if you can find a partner, you use them if you can, but it's for the gold.
Well,
so
Christian,
every man for himself.
Say Christian Cage found a partner in Ron the Truth Killings. Not for long, however. The Truth just decked the champ with the kick. Meanwhile, outside the ring, quick pin attempt here by Ron the Truth Killings on Christian Cage, but not even close to a 3 count. Outside the 6-sided ring, it's Sting and the Monster Abyss battling, and there goes Abyss into the steel, and there goes the Truth over the top and down to the floor.
And then Jeff Jarrett, right on the champion right there, comes right after Christian Cage. But I like what Sting did. Sting went right after the Monster. He went right after the man who's 6'8", 350, to send a message to everybody. Yes, I am serious, but what a clothesline to take Jarrett out of the ring.
Oh, you're not kidding. Christian
Here he goes.
Cage, now, after the clothesline, follow move.
Wow, what a shot right on top of the head of Jarrett. I don't know, it looks like Christian Cage may have had a bad landing.
Boy, he went airborne, flying off the top and took Jarrett down to the floor. Action back in the ring. Well, this time it's Sting and the Truth with a double team effort on the Monster Abyss. Look at him just break right through that double clothesline attempt. Got both men goozled, but instead, Sting and Killings with the shortcut, they rake the eyes.
Well, you got to do what you got to do in a match like this. I mean, you know, we might call it foul play in other matches, but not in this one. This is the King of the Mountain match, and you do whatever it takes to get a pin or to make somebody submit, because so much is at stake.
Truth hit that spinning axe kick. to the back of the head of Abyss. Then they look at each other. They're going to work together. Oh.
Wow! That's the athleticism I was talking about. And then the truth. Look at this. Now in the cage.
My God!
Sting on top of the cage.
Sting up on top.
No way!
Look how high he is above the arena floor. Sting looking down. Truth, Christian, Jarrett, Abyss. Oh, God, ladders flying.
There he goes! And he lands on all of them. It's almost like they were daring him to do it. They were daring him. And not only does he do it, but he lands on his feet.
Got to take another look at this. My God, Sting from the top of the penalty cage took 4 men out with that crossbody block. Back, live at Slammiversary. Sting taking it right to Jeff Jarrett.
This is a man that he's had a mission with from the beginning of his entrance into TNA, and that's to make sure that this guy doesn't have the belt. That's to make sure that he gets rid of the cancer that's Jeff Jarrett, and look at him, he's going right at him from the start.
We've got tables, we've got ladders positioned around ringside, and keep in mind that penalty cage as well. Stinger splash in the corner on Jarrett. Truth gonna push Jarrett back into the ring. Jarrett's wobbly, he's dazed and confused, and there's a missile drop kick by Killings. Here's the pin.
1, 2, got it!
Got it!
He got it! Jarrett's got to go to the penalty box.
The True Killings is eligible to hang the belt and win the title. Jeff Jarrett must spend 2 minutes in the penalty box.
And did you notice how Sting just sat back and watched everything unfold? He just loved it. Killings gets the pin. Jeff Jarrett, 2 minutes in the box.
Well, this is a chance for On the Truth Killings, right? Look at this. Sting's the one who throws him in there. I love what Sting's doing, huh? I know he's still got designs on the goal. Everybody knows that. But you could tell that he still will do anything. If it means working with somebody, he will do it to help out. But right now, Jeff Jarrett locked in, and he's cracked. He caught his arm bad, I saw that. And this is a situation right now where the Truth, and you can see in the ring right now, Ron the Truth Killings, trying to pull the ladder in it. Christian Cage sent the ladder flying right on his chin.
Boy, you're right.
Oh my gosh, that was wicked.
Was catapulted him that time and caught him with that ladder, and Monster Abyss in with a boot to the back of Christian Cage. Not sure why he's making the save at this point, but you know, the Monster Abyss, who knows why he does what he does.
Well, maybe in his mind he decides that it's better to only have 1 man eligible than 2. Maybe that's what he's thinking.
Probably.
But then again, like you said with him, who knows?
I mean, you're right. At that point, it eliminates 1 person from being able to climb, but at the same time, you take out that penalty cage factor in the match.
Good point. I mean, the less people that you have to deal with, the better chance you're going to have in the long run.
Countdown clock on your screen shows that we're under 1 minute in the 2-minute penalty session for Jarrett. The box is Abyss, takes the champ, Christian Cage, high overhead.
Look at that strength. But Cage fights out of it, rolls him up. 2, he's got it, he's available. He's now eligible.
Christian Cage eligible to hang the belt. Abyss must spend 2 minutes in the penalty box.
How about this? Oh, wow, and Abyss gets right back up to his feet and dropped the champ with a clothesline. Referee Earl Hebner going to try and position him over towards that penalty cage. Well, good luck with that one, Earl.
Monster Abyss, obviously James Mitchell's got to come in there and make sure that Abyss follows the rules of this match, and one of them is getting in there. You can see Jeff Jarrett doesn't even want this guy in, but Jarrett's time almost up.
Well, Jarrett begging off here. He realizes he's only got 2 seconds left. Now his time has expired, and he's out of the box. Unfortunately for Jarrett.
Oh, nice drop kick right there by Sting.
And then Jarrett gets right back into the fray, gonna pull Christian Cage by the leg and drives him right into the safety rail, and again he put him right into that guardrail. Wow.
One thing Jeff Jarrett knows too is if you're in the penalty box and you survive and nobody hangs the belt, you get a little bit of a rest. And he's obviously fresh, and he went right after the champion.
To this point, oh man, there goes Christian. There goes the champ right into the ladder. To this point in the match, Christian Cage and Ron the Truth Killings in the ring with Sting now. The 2 men who have qualified, at least to the point where they could hang the championship and win the NWA title.
Oh man, what a shot right there. Oh, but look at what Sting just did to the Truth. Oh, nice elbow right there. Sting's showing now that it's all about the belt right now. It's just one of those things I think you realize when you're out there and you feel the crowd and you feel everything going on. And look at Jarrett.
Keep your eyes on Jarrett here with Christian positioned in between the ladder. He slams it down on his back and then puts all of his weight, 238 pounds.
Oh, look at Christian just fighting to get out of there. but he's stuck. Stuck right in the middle of that ladder. It's Sting applying the pressure right there on the Truth.
You're right, Sting, Ron the Truth Killings battling inside. We're nearing the half-minute mark, 30 seconds for the Monster Abyss in the penalty cages. Jarrett continues to use that ladder as a weapon.
Oh, look at this, just applying the pressure to the neck. Oh, man, Christian Cage is in a bad way. Jeff Jarrett knows what he's doing, and he can tell by the way Sting's manhandling the Truth right now that Ron the Truth Killings isn't going to be raising the belt at this moment.
Sting and Killing still in the ring. Jarrett circles the ring. Abyss under 10 seconds left. That was a pin attempt by Sting, but a 2 count only as referee Hebner counted the shoulders of Killing. And here comes the monster out. And you know, during that 2-minute session, James Mitchell was positioned right next to that penalty box, right next to the penalty cage, and you know he was plotting strategy for his monster.
I swear, I thought I saw communication from Jarrett to James Mitchell. Maybe it was just my imagination. But right now, right in front of us, the Monster Abyss is obviously plotting. So look at this. Again, you see Jarrett talking to Abyss and pointing him in a direction.
Boy, Don, that was a great call. You
Man,
really
I was right.
That.
He was talking to him, Mike.
And now Jarrett positions the table along with Abyss and then pointed to the ring.
Oh, look at Jarrett. He goes right after Sting. You know, he'll take any shot he can, and then the Monster Abyss goes after him.
Jarrett just sent the Truth. Killings goes face first right into the corner. Rocked him with the right hand. Far side of the screen. It's the Monster Abyss and Sting with, Abyss trying to right hand, but Sting fights back.
Keep in mind, Christian Cage and Ron the Truth Killings, the only 2 that are eligible to win this title. The only 2. Oh, did you see that? Sting and Abyss both go flying over the rope. And there you see Christian Cage still nursing his wounds from what Jarrett did to him with that ladder.
Oh, you're right. The champ out on the floor. Sting trying to regroup as well with Abyss. Jarrett's got Killings and going to take him right now. Killings on the apron, but what's Jarrett going to do? Going to go for the stroke from the apron?
Well, it's falls count anywhere, and this is the way to do it, right on the rail. Right, and look at this, he's going to roll him over. This is a chance to get a pin. Here comes Hebner.
Here's 2.
He does it.
He's
and now
qualified.
Jeff Jarrett eligible to hang the belt, win the title. Ron Killings must spend 2 minutes in the penalty box.
Oh, this hurts right now at this point in the match. Ron the Truth Killings eligible early. Now he's got to sit in the box. Jeff Jarrett eligible and fresh.
3 men have qualified. Ron the Truth Killings, Christian Cage, and Jeff Jarrett. But Truth is out of the equation at this point. Well, at least once he gets into that penalty box. Now it's Christian Cage and Jarrett. First Christian sends him into the penalty cage and now tosses him over the guardrail into the crowd.
Christian Cage, man, he knows what he's got to do. He's got Jeff Jarrett on his mind after everything Jarrett did to him with that ladder. Look at this. It's personal right now with Christian Cage. He's going right after Jarrett. You can see the Monster Abyss taking a swipe right there at the head of Sting. Sting trying to find a breathing room, it looks like, to get him some distance.
Well, you're right. Referee Hebner trying to get him back inside that 6-sided ring. But it's tough to do in a match where it's falls count anywhere. Look at that chair shot. God!
Sting showing a side that we haven't seen here. He knows it's whatever it takes. We've seen him use chairs. We've seen him break the eyes. I mean, we've seen him jump off the top of the penalty box. That's how important it is to Sting. And another chair shot.
He's waffling several times in the top of the head with that steel. Repeated shots from Sting to the head of the Monster Abyss. A close-up look at Christian Cage taking Jeff Jarrett up to the top of the building.
All the way to the dike, trying to throw him off the top of this.
It's the last row of the balcony here at the impact zone.
That's how you'll end it for Jeff Jarrett. Get him over the top of that. But Jarrett fights back just in time, and you see now Christian Cage realizes where he is, and he's on the wrong end of Jarrett's blows.
Well, you're right. The battle in the bleachers is Jarrett coming down the steps with momentum, driving those shots, those right hands to the back of Christian Cage, and that one rocked him to the side of the head. Sets him up again and caught him on the jaw.
Ron the Truth Killings has less than a minute that he becomes available. This is good for him. Gives him a little rest because nobody's in any position to hang the belt. Even though they're eligible, they're not in any position. And Sting letting the Monster Abyss have it. I mean, every chance he's got.
Well, you're right. Sting continues the beat down on the Monster. Meanwhile, Jarrett, the same thing with right hand after right hand for the NWA champ Christian Cage. Whoa, There goes Jarrett over the guardrail. I think we missed that one live. Jarrett crashed on the floor. Sting and Abyss continue to battle. The Truth with under 30 seconds left in the penalty box.
Oh, right now, Christian Cage has a hold of Jeff Jarrett, and he's taking him on this side now. I mean, it's just any chance he's got to humiliate him in front of everybody. And look at him beating him on these steps right here by us.
Look at those shots by the champ. One after the other to the top of the head of Jeff Jarrett. Look out! There goes Sting!
Sting just, what, he go right through the wall there?
Actually, they broke the wall earlier. Sting put Abyss to it, and now Abyss just took Sting and tried to return the favor.
I mean, we've got so much action all around here, Mike, by the table. I'm trying to protect myself here at this moment. And now you see Ron the Truth Killings. I told you, this is a great opportunity for him. Ron the Truth Killings is eligible. He's putting the ladder in the middle. If we could get a shot of that. Nobody sees him there.
Well, you're
Ron
right.
the Truth Killings has got the ladder right there in the ring.
And he's one of the three who's qualified to hang the championship belt. Truth, Christian Cage, and Jeff Jarrett to this point. But while Sting and Abyss battle on one side of the arena, while Jarrett and Christian Cage battle on the other, the Truth has the opportunity to hang the belt.
This is it. Ron the Truth Killings. He's going to slide in here at the last moment. Everybody can see it.
Hang the belt and become the NWA champion for a third time. Killings got a grip on the title, but here comes Abyss.
Oh, man, he took too long, and look at this. He sends him right back. You've got to scurry up that ladder fast, and look at how everybody stopped what they were doing when they realized where the Truth was.
Boy, it's so easy for us to say, Truth, climb up that ladder fast, but think about it. Just a couple of minutes ago, Jarrett took him and stroked him right into the steel guardrail.
Jarrett just kicked one of the remaining ladders in the ring and right into Sting and knocked him back into a rail. And you can see now Jarrett has control of Sting.
And Sting rolled in by Jarrett, who turns his attention to what the Monster's doing. They're going to work together again?
Oh, they have got a game plan. I don't know what is going on here, and I wonder if it'll continue, but look at that. They're using that ladder together. They're working together. Now Sting takes it.
You know, I didn't see this coming. I thought if Scott Steiner had qualified for this match, obviously we would see Jarrett and Steiner working together in the King of the Mountain, but I never anticipated Jarrett and the Monster.
What's Ron the Truth Killings doing? He jumped on top of the ladder right there. You could see, oh, they just send him right over the ring.
They just dumped him out to the arena floor, did Jarrett and Abyss. 4 in the ring. Killings outside the ring. 3 have qualified to hang the belt. And a double drop kick by Christian Cage and Sting. How about that? I think they realize they've got to work together to combat what Jarrett and Abyss are doing.
Keep in mind, Sting and the Monster Abyss have not qualified, so they can't get the chance. Look at this. That's exactly what Jarrett did earlier. Now Christian Cage has him in the ladder. Oh, man. And you see Sting going up top on the Monster Abyss. Oh, this looks dangerous.
Look at this. He's got Jarrett sandwiched in there.
Oh.
What are you going to do, Christian?
Look at it.
This. He's riding his back while Jarrett is stuck in between the ladder.
Man alive, just applying that pressure. Now look what he's going to do. And there he's trying to raise the belt that way. Look at this.
Hang the belt and keep it. Retain the title, but no, here comes Abyss.
Trying to use the ladder in reverse fashion. A smart move. And then Christian Cage and Abyss both go tumbling out.
Boy, you're right. Cage and Abyss, the Monster out on the arena floor. Jarrett in the ring, but Jarrett's out of it after being sandwiched between the ladder by Christian Cage.
How about Christian Cage trying to climb that ladder that way, using Jarrett as the fulcrum there and climbing up the ladder, trying to hang the belt and continue to hold the title.
Again, 3 of the 5 competitors have qualified to hang the championship belt. Ron the Truth Killings, champion Christian Cage, and Jeff Jarrett. On the outside looking into this point, the Monster Abyss and Sting, they need to score a pinfall on one of the opponents just to qualify to hang the belt at this point.
Everybody's just so exhausted. It's the type of match that takes it out of you mentally. It takes it out of you physically. And when you think of everything that they've done to each other with the ladders and the rails and every way that they can hit you, it's just unbelievable that you can stand it all. And Ron the Truth Killings now going again. Another shot that he's got here to hang that belt.
Boy, you're right, Don. War of attrition here as you try and battle through the pain that you've had inflicted on you by your opponents in Killings. Gonna try and hang it again. The Truth close. Here comes Abyss measuring him, but Killings is on the verge. Hey, the title, Truth, and become the champ again.
He's got it right here, and you can see sends him back out and again outside of the ring.
All the way to the floor went the Truth. Oh, courtesy of Abyss, and then he flung the ladder back, and referee Earl Hebner got knocked out by the ladder.
Yes, he did, and now Jeff Jarrett, who is eligible, goes for the ladder. Wait a minute, Abyss is standing on it. He won't let Jarrett climb, and look at this, Jeff saying, let me climb it up.
The two individuals.
Oh, is he going to give it to him?
The two who worked together up to this point in the match seem to be having a problem. Jarrett takes it away from Abyss, almost if he feels like it's his possession, then he should be the one to hang it.
Oh, black all slam!
Cover! Oh, no referee to make the count.
But he's got him pinned right. Wait a minute, here comes Slick Johnson.
Count,
2, 3. He's got it. And now Abyss is eligible.
Abyss is eligible to hang the bell. Jeff Jarrett must spend 2 minutes in the penalty box.
Oh, man, what a time to spend the time in the penalty box. The Monster Abyss has the momentum here, Mike.
He's got the momentum, the big boot drop, the champ, and in addition to that, he's got a steel chair. Zabisco in the ring, gonna try and get that championship belt out again and get Jarrett in the cage for 2 minutes. Put that clock up on the screen.
Oh, the Monster Abyss now has a chance to finally win this championship. Somebody that a lot of people feel should, but he needs to get the belt from Larry Zabisco right there.
Look out!
He can't hang it unless he's got it. Oh, Sting sends him through all the tables. 4 tables. Oh my God.
It came back to haunt the Monster Abyss. Don, you'll recall that it was Jeff Jarrett and the Monster Abyss who stacked up those tables, and Abyss just went crashing through 4 tables on the floor.
Look at this. You've got Sting, who's not eligible. You've got Christian Cage right there.
That's the key to this match.
They're looking for Larry. They're talking right here.
That's the key to this match, Don. Sting not eligible. Christian unloading with right hands. And Sting fights back. And look at Sting and Christian exchange.
Well, it's got to be this way because the belt's at stake. And here comes the Stinger Splash.
Stinger Splash in the corner for Christian Cage. Is going to hook it on here. Ready for the Scorpion.
He's got it set up.
Sting is yet to qualify. He's got the Scorpion on. He's got the deathlock applied. And Christian fighting through the pain. He's trying not to tap.
If he taps right here, that makes him eligible. That makes Sting eligible. That means everybody has a chance as the time is running out for Jarrett. He's going to be free here in a minute.
You're right, 30 seconds and under for Jarrett in the penalty box. Christian Cage fighting through it. Who's he motioning to? Sting continues to apply the Scorpion as Christian tries to use his leg strength to break it and try and hang on.
Jeff Jarrett now is going to sneak up right here. Oh, Sting's not going to.
Was the timeout for Jarrett? Can we get a ruling on that? What the hell just went on there?
I don't know. All I know is somehow Jarrett got out of that cage, and there he is.
Somebody ripped Jarrett out of the penalty box, and he's got the guitar. Body's laid out. Christian should try and get to his feet. Jarrett motions for Sting to get up. Look out! Christian's got the guitar away from Jarrett.
Oh, look at right there. As you see Sting put it on Jeff Jarrett right there. And look at this. Sting now has the belt in his hand.
Sting's got the championship belt. Going to try and revive the referee, Earl Hebner.
Look what he threw the belt over there to Christian.
You're right.
He threw the belt to Christian.
He's
telling him to go up the ladder. He's got Jarrett under control. Wait a minute.
What?
Larry Zabisco.
What the hell just happened?
Team shot. What was that all about?
We just saw Sting hand the belt to Christian Cage and said, hang it and keep the title. He did want to just keep the title away from Jarrett. And Zabisco, championship committee member just got drilled right through the ropes. And what does Jim Cornette have to think about this? The new public face of TNA management.
Oh, look at this.
Stinger death drop on Jarrett.
If he can lean over right now and get the pin, that'll make him eligible.
Almost just has to drape his arm across his chest. Now rolls over and does. Where's the referee to count here?
Sting has got him pinned.
Hebner, revive him.
Look at this. He's laying on him.
He didn't count himself.
2. Now Sting is eligible. Here he goes.
So now at this point, Sting eligible and Jarrett's got to go to the box.
Jarrett has got to go to the box right here. Now Sting, finally, going to get his opportunity. Sting is going to climb up here and win the title.
the verge of victory, climbing up the ladder, just a couple of more steps to go to hang the championship belt. And here comes Christian.
Now the two of them. Oh, look at now. We know what it's all about. Now it's all about the belt. And look at this. Will Sting let him do it?
Look at Christian Cage get right in Sting's face. The tug of war between them.
Earl Hebner just dropped him.
My God! First it was Zbyszko with the low blow, and now this damn you referee Earl Hebner. He knocked both Sting and Christian out to the floor when he tipped the ladder over.
No, wait a minute.
What?
No.
No way.
No.
Jarrett climbing.
No. It just can't happen. Jarrett, and he hangs the belt. No.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and new NWA Heavyweight Champion of the World, Jarrett!
The words that we hate to hear more than any other in the English language. Yes, Jeff Jarrett has become NWA World Heavyweight Champion as they litter the six-sided ring with garbage.
They know what just happened. Wait a minute. Look at this. Referee Rudy Charles has taken the belt. He's giving it to Jim Cornette.
Who is it? Jim Cornette's got the championship belt. Who's the champ? Who's the champion? Cornette's got the title.
A lot of milestones, and I could probably talk for hours and hours, but obviously getting it off the ground. With Toby Keith being a part of it, the guy was supposed to be singing in the White House that night. We were at war. Angry American was just coming out. He made a commitment to me, and then soon thereafter, they asked him to sing at the White House, and he turned down singing at the White House to be on a wrestling event. Only professional wrestling and Toby Keith could make that happen. Fox Sports Net, putting us on a Friday afternoon, and our ratings is supposed to be non-existent, and in a lot of markets, blew the doors off at Friday afternoon at 3. Our international business, literally from day one, started generating a profit because we knew what we were doing as far as producing wrestling. We were on a much more even playing field in the international market. Then we got hooked up with Marvel toys. That was big. Our DVD business took off. Obviously, without a doubt, when the day we signed the Spike deal was huge. I mean, huge. Now, all of a sudden, got a video game out, 2 years in the making. So there's a lot of milestones. There really is, all along the way. And there's some behind the scenes that you know, blow your mind. When you just want to look on a talent basis, Sting, an incredible run with WCW. On the shelf, done, over with. I get on the phone with him. He wants to come back to work.
You know, I hated the way it all ended when Vince McMahon bought WCW, and in March of 2001, it was suddenly over, and I just sort of disappeared. So that always bothered me, and I thought it's now or never, you know, at my age, and that was true. I believe that was 06 that I came back full-time in 06, and then we did 07, and you know, I thought 06 was going to be it. I thought 07 was going to be it. I thought 08 for sure was going to be it, and here I am in 09.
Kurt Angle. I like to think that we did as much for Kurt Angle's soul as we did for anything else. That you know, Kurt refound himself.
I was injured at one point, and I knew that I couldn't go overseas, and I knew I couldn't do all the house shows, and I went up to Jeff and I said, Jeff, I can't do this. I'm hurt. And he said, well, who's telling you to do it? And I said, well, this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. And Jeff said, you're not doing any of it. I'll take care of it. And it was done.
Kevin Nash, me and him go back, way back. Spent a lot of time on the road together. He, you know, he don't want to sit around the house and just get rusty. Recently with Mick Foley. I mean, Mick is a standard bearer in this business, not just because of what he's done in the ring, but the kind of person he is, the kind of person that he's become. And I knew Mick in 1988 when he was Cactus Jack Manson and he slept on a park bench. I mean, the guy's literally You talk about come up the hard way.
I've always felt like TNA put on the better in-ring product, and I think I've been quoted as saying that even when I worked for the other group. And also the camaraderie backstage. There's no sense that someone might be, rooting against one of the other guys. I mean, everybody feels like they're in this together and they want it to succeed.
AJ Styles, literally a kid that was landscaping in Georgia, landscaping for a living, and had phenomenal, and I don't mean that just as a cheap plug of phenomenal AJ Styles, but I've said it, we've said it, everybody said it, phenomenal athletic ability, and just to see how he's blossomed, not just as a performer, but as a man. I mean, he is coming into his own right before my very eyes. That's a milestone.
It makes me feel good that, he's proud of me. This is, AJ Styles is just as much as part of TNA as TNA is AJ Styles. And so for him to say that means a lot to me, and I can definitely tell that I've grown. Believe me, I've watched old stuff and I'm going, what the heck was I thinking? And that makes you feel really good. I must be doing something right.
I could go on forever about milestones in TNA that has been an earmark in our growth.
It's time for fans' revenge. It's time for Samoa Joe, one-on-one against the King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett. And the fans are ready here at the Impact Zone, and the fans are ready around the ring as well, Don. Check this shot out.
Well, you can see them all there. 3 people on each side, 18 people here with the 6-sided ring. And I'm not kidding you, folks. Them are real leather straps. We've been listening to the sound they make as they snap them on the mat, as they snap them in the air. Jeff Jarrett is in trouble, and he's earned this. He deserves this.
Well, that sign's pretty accurate. Yep, Jeff Jarrett a liar. The polygraph proved that. Samoa Joe, let's introduce the man right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the fans' revenge match. 18 fans chosen from thousands around the world will surround the ring with leather straps in this non-title contest. Introducing first, from American Samoa, he is the undefeated Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe!
Yes, this is fans' revenge. Yes, this is the brainchild of Jim Cornette from TNA Management. But at the same time, Samoa Joe, the undefeated Samoan submission machine, is putting his winning streak on the line here. It's been nearly a year and a half that he's been in TNA. He's never been pinned. He's never submitted.
Well, here you can see the King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett, and he's got all the shirts on, all the pads, anything he can do to protect his skin. Wait a minute, it looks like Eric Young running up.
What's this?
Well, did you find him? Look, I've looked everywhere. I've looked in the front lot, the back lot, the washrooms, the bathrooms, the restrooms, the
Cars?
change rooms, the cars, the trunks, in the sewers.
Limousines?
Everywhere, limousines. He wasn't in that car you talked
All
about.
over Universal.
The whole place searched from top to bottom. He's not here.
Did you check? Did you check in the rafters?
You think he'd be up there?
Do I think he'd be in the rafters? He's made a damn career out of dropping out of the rafters. Eric Young, this is your final chance. I want you to go up in those rafters. I want you to search from one end of this building to the other. I want you to flush him out, and don't you dare let him interfere in my match. He wants to jump me from behind. Don't you let him do it, Eric. This is your final chance.
Okay, it was on fire. It's dark.
Go!
Okay. I'm gonna do it
now.
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
And his opponent from Nashville, Tennessee. He is the NWA Heavyweight Champion of the World, the King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett!
You better not worry about Sting. That's not till next month at Bound for Glory. You've got to face Samoa Joe, Jeff Jarrett. You can send Eric Young to look up in the rafters all you want. And here comes the King of the Mountain. He's got that guitar in his hand. That's never a good sign. How many shirts does he have on? He must have 4 layers of clothes.
Oh, anything he can to protect the blows from the fans. Now, yeah, the title's not on the line right here, but you think about what's on the line for Samoa Joe. Pride, a chance to humiliate the King of the Mountain right here. on no surrender, a chance to make a statement. A chance to make a statement that I'm next in line.
Jarrett, Samoa Joe. Senior official Rudy Charles stands between the two of them. Fans, 18 of them, have circled the ring. They all have leather straps, leather belts in their hands. And here we go, opening bell, it's fans' revenge.
You can see Jeff Jarrett looking around. He's got to keep his eye on all the fans outside, that they don't try taking cheap shots like he's done in the past. And Samoa Joe, he's just got one strategy, and that's inflict as much pain, force Jeff Jarrett out into the crowd, let the crowd whip up on him a little bit.
Look at this female fan at ringside here with the strap. Is that the?
That's the same gal.
That's the same fan that Jeff Jarrett attacked recently on Impact.
Well, I'm glad they gave her the leather strap to get a chance to get some revenge, because that is the same person that he turned on and smacked there on the ramp right here in front of us.
Well, look at Jarrett on the offensive here in the early going with a series of shots to the side of the head. Samoa Joe shot off into the ropes. Here comes a 280-pound freight train right at you.
Right now we can tell, it's obvious that Jeff Jarrett has put on layers of shirts in case he does get out there and take some shots from the fans.
You think?
But one thing you got to think about it, will that impede his progress a little bit? Normally he's out there with the shirt off. Samoa Joe will take advantage. And wow, look at the force, and then the kick by Joe, and Jarrett goes down to the mat.
Incredible contact in the corner. First as he charges into Jarrett, and then you're right, he just drilled him in the side of the head with that kick. Where are you going to send him now? Anywhere you want.
Oh, he goes outside there, and the fans trying to get in there quickly.
So close. Oh, the fans were so close to using those leather straps.
Well, you saw how quickly Jarrett got himself in the ring, but think about that. I mean, it's a catch-22, man. You go out, then you got to come back in. And then you've got Samoa Joe waiting for you. And Samoa Joe right now taking advantage of this whole thing. He knows that Jeff Jarrett's rattled. He knows that Jeff Jarrett's mind is on 19 different people. The 18 around the ring and Samoa Joe in it.
The unbeaten Samoan submission machine going to take Jarrett up to his shoulders and take him across. Oh, Jarrett. Surprising move, able to shrug it off, shoot Joe off into the ropes, and there goes Jarrett again out to the floor. Nobody puts on the brakes and slides back in.
Well, from what I understand, you get out there off of the ring apron and it's free reign for anybody there, and he was so close. And it's going to be hard for the King of the Mountain to keep momentum right here. And look at this, you can see Samoa Joe. He's not going to put up with it. He knows what's going on.
Going to take off some of the layers of shirts and clothing that Jarrett wore for protection out here with the fans' revenge match. Tries to fire him across. Jarrett able to reverse it, charges at him.
The strength of Samoa Joe. And wait a minute, look at it, you can see Jarrett's out.
Lay him in there.
Are all cracking him with the straps, and he has to get back in.
Oh, too bad he's got those shirts on. There goes Joe out to the floor. Man, Joe goes right through the fans at ringside and went right into the guardrail.
He tripped off of the ring apron, and he fell really hard into the guardrail. That just goes to show you it could be the most unusual thing that could turn something like this around.
And Jarrett, I think, wants the fans to put the leather belts and leather straps to Joe, but they're not doing it. They're opening him up instead.
Well, look at this. He wants to get it back in, and in doing so, they get more shots at him. And Jarrett trying to fight it off and has to get back in there.
Uh-oh. Jarrett has taken one of the leather belts, one of the straps. Oh, and the unprotected back of Samoa Joe. Oh, feels that unforgiving leather belt. Here he comes again.
I mean, how do you take it away from him when there's 18 people out there with him? I mean, if I'm Rudy Charles, I don't go near Jeff Jarrett right there because he might hit you with the strap himself. But, I mean, you can see how hard those shots hurt to the flesh. And now Jarrett using it to choke Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe hit that rail hard. He caught that rail hard. And I don't think he's quite right now.
Boy, it's turned this matchup totally around with momentum 100% in the favor of the King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett. And again, he's going to choke him with the leather belt. He's got it wrapped right around his throat and neck.
Well, that's what you got to do. If you're going to pin Samoa Joe in that ring, you got to take the air out of him. You got to stop that freight train by taking the gas out of it. And that's exactly what Jeff Jarrett's trying to do. And he knows. And look at him. He's just doing one shot after another. And let me tell you something, if you don't think those shots can bring you down, you can see what it's doing to Joe.
Boy, and check this out. Now Jarrett's putting all of his weight, positioning it on the back of Joe, and then cranking back with that leather belt right across the throat, right on the windpipe.
Keep in mind, though, the blows are going to be even harder on Jarrett if he falls back out of that ring, just because the fans, they're
going to get madder and madder. And oh, man, you got to give the King of the Mountain credit as he cut off Samoa Joe right in the middle and hit him with that strap right in the neck.
That's exactly what he did. Just when Joe started to get it rolling again, Jarrett uses the strap, drops him, and has he got it wrapped around his hand now? Going to use it like a weapon with a right hand shot to the side of the head. I think that may have connected right to the jaw.
It did, man. He caught him right in the jaw, and you can see Jeff Jarrett. I'll tell you, this is just not going the way I thought it would go. I thought this would be a massacre. I thought it would be a massacre on both sides, but Jeff Jarrett shows you why he's the champion. You don't become the champion and hold the title as long as he has without knowing what you're doing. He takes a few shots right there, but he gets up to the top.
And Jarrett from the top goes cross body block. Pin. 1, 2. No, Joe kicks out at 2.
Great job by Rudy Charles getting over there in time for the count.
Jarrett fired off into the ropes and again goes for the pin and again, no, a 2 count only.
Well, he knows he's got Samoa Joe reeling right now, and he's taking advantage of it. You've got to finish Joe off fast, because if he gets momentum, man, it can end in a hurry.
Jarrett springs back from the middle rope, nobody home, as Joe just walked right away and avoided the contact.
Of course, you see that bandage on the top of Joe's head, and we remember that side of that blood running down his face after Jeff Jarrett cracked him with that guitar he had hidden around the side of the ring. And oh, what a kick to the face by Joe right there.
Inverted atomic drop, then oh, there's the senton as the follow move. Drop down with the backsplash right across the chest of Jarrett.
Oh, and you can see right there, he's grabbing more layers. He's going to do whatever he can. That's what you got to do.
Now,
all right.
That's the way we like it.
Now let's get him outside of that ring and let some straps hit the flesh. And I'll tell you what, I don't know what's going to hurt worse, the knife-edge chops or the leather straps.
Series of chops, but Jarrett cuts him off. Obvious shortcut there. Poked him in the eyes, taken out to the apron. There's some free shots, and you don't have those 3 or 4 layers of T-shirts now, Jarrett. Here we go. Lay him in, everybody. Follow him all the way around the ring. Get your shots in at him.
Man, I'm telling you, man, they're letting him have it. They're whelping him as Jarrett's able to fly around the ring and get back in. And I'm going to tell you something. The people don't stay in their spots either, Mike. They'll follow him all the way around.
Oh, I just love this because you know that every other fan in this building and every fan watching at home, they're living vicariously through the fans that are circling around the ring, and now they toss a belt into Joe and look at him light him up. Oh.
I mean, who walking on the face of this earth hasn't wanted to crack Jeff Jarrett with a leather strap once or twice?
Anyone? Anyone? I don't think so.
Oh, nice drop kick, though. Man, that's how you stop it. I think Samoa Joe thought he had so much momentum, but Jeff Jarrett able to cut him loose with that drop kick.
Great leg extension on that drop kick by Jarrett. Went for the pin, and Joe doesn't look good at this point, but he was able to avoid that 3 count. Joe's got to get it rolling again here because Jarrett's got momentum on his side. Snap it off. Mid-ring power slam.
2, got it. Oh, he
no.
got his shoulder up.
Barely.
Oh, you can see Joe thought he might have got it there real quick. I mean, he just pulls that off, and now he hits him right in the back where they... Oh, wait a minute, Jarrett, roll up.
Shoulders down.
No. Oh, thank goodness, no.
As soon as Joe gets up to his feet, Jarrett drops him with the right hand, and now he's using the T-shirts that he wore to the ring to wrap it around his neck and choke him with those.
Well, it has to feel better than the leather strap around it. Now he's trying to get the strap back. And tie, look at this, he's trying to tie Samoa Joe, I think, to the ropes.
I guess that's what he was trying to do, but Joe fights back, and Jarrett's got that leather strap in his hand, and for every punch from Samoa Joe, Jarrett's hitting him with the leather belt.
Now look at this, Joe now seems to be doing the same thing. I can't quite see it on that side, but yes, he's tying his arm to the rope, and it's backfired, and now if he could just flip him over the top there.
Oh, that was a great call, Don. You saw that one coming. You sure did. And he's got Jarrett now in prime position.
And look at this. Here comes a fan.
What?
Come in and try to take a quick shot. Here comes another fan.
They're coming in and taking free shots.
Look at this. They're just all taking one shot at a time.
Oh, the leather belt cracking down across the back of Jeff Jarrett. Senior official Rudy Charles trying to maintain some control out here. Get these. This is unbelievable.
Well, I got to admit, I love it, though. I mean, how you going to stop him?
Uh-oh.
And now Jarrett, he's looking for something, his guitar, and he's got to take a beating to get it.
Oh, yeah, everybody lay him in there from outside, but look out, Joe, he's got the guitar.
He missed. Oh, look, he's got it from behind.
Gonna try and choke him out here, and look at Jarrett. You can see the life just going right out of Jarrett.
Oh, look at this. As you see Samoa Joe, is he going to tap out?
I don't know. Jarrett fighting through this.
He's got a hold of him hard. There is Jarrett trying to fight over, trying to get to the ropes. You can see the determination in his eyes with the King of the Mountain. Oh, he just gets his foot on the rope.
Oh, how lucky can you be? Extends the leg across and barely makes contact with the rope, but the referee has to break it.
Joe's not letting up, though. You kind of like that. He's not letting up. He's going to squeeze every ounce of air out of his lungs that he can.
Uh-oh. Oh, Joe just takes the referee and just shoved him right down, and you see what happens? You lose your focus, you lose your attention, you're gonna pay for it. There it is!
Right into the guitar.
Stroked him right into the guitar. Face first goes Joe.
No
oh, no,
way.
it's not gonna end like this.
First time he's ever. Oh, just in time. I thought the winning streak came to an end.
Exactly. Nearly a year and a half, Samoa Joe never pinned or submitted here in TNA. Oh, and it was so close to breaking that mark right there, breaking the record. Jeff Jarrett almost broke the winning streak.
Boy, that give him just the momentum he needs right there. But think of all the shots that Samoa Joe has taken to the back from the leather stabs of Jarrett. Look at this. Now it's just become and they're just mad. It's just one after another, and Jarrett gets bull rushed there a little bit. Oh.
Slap fight. Joe got the better of it, but then when he charged into the corner, Jarrett moves out of the way. Uh-oh. Joe up on the top.
Oh,
He's going to try and stroke him from up there?
From the second rope, if he does, that's going to be, whoa! Oh, man! Joe kicked him from the second rope and set him up for the Muscle Buster! Here it is!
Muscle Buster out of the corner!
Yeah! Got it!
Down!
Here he goes!
Cover and pin him, Joe!
1, 2, 3! Joe's got it!
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Samoa Joe!
He did it! Win streak remains intact for Samoa Joe. The fans got their revenge in more ways than one, didn't they?
I'm telling you, that move, able to kick him from the second rope, showing you the agility of a man, almost 300 pounds, and then that set Jarrett up. He was hung out to dry, and once he got him in that Muscle Buster, it was all over as Samoa Joe walking over here to the table.
The undefeated Samoa Joe picking up the NWA World's Heavyweight title, taking possession of the belt.
Why is he taking the belt? That was a non-title match.
I don't know.
Jarrett!
Jim Cornette, let's hear.
Pardon me. Don't let me interrupt the agony of your defeat, Jeff. But we've still got an announcement. Hey, Joe, you might want to hear this too. Everybody's going to want to hear it. You thought you had it all figured out. Well, once you get all the answers, Jim Cornette changes the questions. And oh, by the way, folks, all of you here in the Impact Zone, all of you watched on pay-per-view around the world, because of you, because of your dedication, because of your support of TNA, on Thursday night, November 16th at 9 p.m. Eastern, TNA Impact goes prime time on TV.
That's what we've worked for!
Oh, you're not kidding!
Yes!
4 years in the making!
What an announcement! Yeah! Prime time, and listen to this crowd, they love it!
Oh, but Jeff, wait! You misinterpreted. I just had to let the folks in on that. Because I said there was going to be a big announcement, but I also said I wasn't going to be the one to make it. So that right there that I just said, that was my announcement. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the announcement.
He is the former world heavyweight champion, an Olympic gold medalist, and arguably the greatest wrestler in the industry today. Kurt Angle is coming to TNA.
It's real. It's damn real. Yeah!
When I turned 30 years old, I was in Orlando, Florida. I wrestled Ric Flair on a Nitro on a Monday night. And Jill asked me, how long are you going to do this? And I told her, I said, I'll tell you this much. Because we had watched a lot of guys wear out their prime. And I think that was more of a fear of hers than mine. I gave her the answer that night. I'm going to reevaluate myself every year on every birthday and tell you how I feel, and we make a decision and we'll move on. That's the truth. You know, Jill passed away 1.5 years ago. And I can tell you, when that July came around, 2 months later, or less than 2 months later, there was no doubt in my mind. I'm done. I'm okay with it. I've got a wonderful situation, a beautiful family, and I'm okay with it. And as time went on, you know what? My passion's there. I felt good. Stepped back into the ring against Kurt last October. And, you know, I got a birthday coming up in the next couple of months. I'll reevaluate then. But I do believe that Jill sort of set the foundation.
Biggest pay-per-view in TNA history and the most high-stakes matchup as well. Main event time, NWA World Heavyweight title versus the career Jarrett and Sting, and yes, special enforcer Kurt Angle. Back inside the arena here in Detroit, Michigan. So far at Bound for Glory, 2 title matches, 2 title changes. It's time for our main event for the prestigious NWA World Heavyweight title belt. Let's take a look first at the tail of the tape. You look at the raw numbers between champion and challenger, and you'll see Sting's advantage in size, both height and weight. Experience factor, it's basically a wash between these two. For nearly the past 2 months, Sting has disappeared. No live appearances, no TV appearances. What's he been doing to prepare for Jarrett? Biggest signing ever in TNA, the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle. Only appropriate, he's been named the enforcer for the biggest title match. It all boils down to this. Jarrett puts his most prized possession at stake, the NWA title, versus Sting's wrestling life. Could this be Sting's last wrestling match ever? To the ring, ladies and gentlemen, the introductions, Jeremy Borash.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from the CompuWare Arena in Detroit, Michigan, it's time for your Bound for Glory main event of the evening. Introducing, first of all, the special enforcer for the main event, Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle.
Listen to the reaction here in Detroit. Yes, the Olympic gold medalist, the best wrestler on the planet, Kurt Angle, special enforcer for this NWA World Heavyweight title matchup. And Don, I have to go back to what we were told, I would say, what an hour and a half ago, following that heated, volatile confrontation between Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle. Samoa Joe, on the orders of Jim Cornette and TNA management, was physically removed from the CompuWare Arena in Detroit. We're going to settle this one-on-one.
He wears that belt like it's a part of his body, Mike. You think of the 4.5 years that we've been here at TNA, how many times he's been the NWA World Champion. It's his birthright in his mind. And I know his title's on the line, but he considers that a part of himself.
We talked about this earlier today, Don, and I think you really put it best. As we see Jeff Jarrett, oh yeah, get face-to-face with Kurt Angle. That NWA World Heavyweight title belt, you said, it's almost an extension of Jeff Jarrett himself. took off, might come back with a new look, and check this out!
He's not just got a new look. It's obvious he's got a new attitude. And you know what? It still never ceases to amaze me. We heard the crowd when Angle came out. But this is unbelievable. This is deafening. And look at Sting. Look at his body. He's a guy that has taken 2 months off to dedicate himself to one thing, this match. And you can tell all the hard work he's put into it. Look at it.
Sting's got the baseball bat. Maybe that's his tribute to the Detroit Tigers. JB, really, this time, JB, it's all you.
The following contest is a career versus title heavyweight championship title bout. When the bell rings, the man in charge, TNA official, Mr. Rudy Charles. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the combatants. First of all, standing in the corner to my left, he weighed in this morning at 258 pounds and comes to us from Venice Beach, California. He is the #1 contender for the NWA Heavyweight Championship of the World. This is Sting. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing, standing in the corner to my right. He weighed in this morning at 235 pounds and is the current reigning and defending NWA Heavyweight Champion of the World, the King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett.
What do you think the crowd's for, Mike?
I was just going to say, what an incredibly defined reaction to both champion and challenger. Here in Detroit, and boy, Don, I tell you what, he took that ring robe off, and I think you're right on the money. Take a look at the physique of Sting.
He told me that he's lost close to 20 pounds to get ready for this match. He just got himself into a rigor and into a shape like he's not been before, because he knows what it's going to take.
Referee Rudy Charles holding that NWA World's Heavyweight title belt aloft. And yes, you hear the bell, the opening bell, and here we go. It's title versus career. Jarrett puts the gold on the line. Sting puts his career at stake. Ladies and gentlemen, this could be the last time that we see Sting competing in a wrestling ring.
Think about this, too. Outside the ring is the special enforcer, Kurt Angle. He's there to make sure you don't see the shenanigans from Jeff Jarrett, and he's also there to make sure that Sting also goes the line right, and you see Jarrett right there just snapped one off on Sting. And again,
how about
we
that?
talked about how Jeff Jarrett considers that belt. It's him. It's a part of him. Yes, a lot of people hate him, and you heard the crowd. But don't disrespect him, I'll tell you that.
Did you see the sly grin on the face of Jarrett after they hooked up, after they locked up in mid-ring, and Jarrett was able to take Sting down to the mat with ease. Shot off the rope, Sting attempts that high hip toss, and Jarrett answers with a high hip toss of his own, and you can just sense the level of confidence rising in the champion Jarrett.
Well, Jeff Jarrett wants to be the one to say, I ended Sting's career. How many people can say that about an icon? How many people can be the one to come out and say, look, it was me that ended Sting's career? That's the goal of Jeff Jarrett right here, and think about it. That's a mark on your record that nobody can ever take away.
The close-up camera look at Sting's face, it was almost that look of bewilderment at what we've seen here in the opening minute of this matchup. Attempted another hip toss out of the corner, but Sting's got his arms hooked on those top steel cables. Turns Jarrett around in the corner, swings with a wild right hand, and Jarrett comes back with another hip toss. And what we're seeing here in the opening minutes is Jeff Jarrett out-wrestling Sting. Jeff Jarrett has come into this title match, Don, I think more prepared than I've ever seen him, and I don't know if it's ring rust on the part of Sting. I don't know if Jeff Jarrett has his number at this point, but I can tell you this. To this point in the match, Jeff Jarrett has thrown Sting off of his game.
Oh, absolutely. Look at Sting. He's looking a little confused.
You know, you're right. He was gone for 2 months, and yeah, he was getting himself mentally focused and getting himself ready. But he hasn't wrestled in 2 months. Where Jeff Jarrett has constantly been in the ring, having to deal with different situations. And think about it, Jeff Jarrett has just come to this match. Look at him. He is so fluid. I've not seen Jeff Jarrett this short and this crisp in a long time. But Jeff Jarrett is showing everybody right now why he is king of the mountain.
And who got the better of it right there at the end of that exchange? And now we sense frustration on the part of Sting. Did you see that?
Yes.
He slapped the corner turnbuckle. And you have to wonder if maybe doubt is creeping into the mind of Sting. He put his career on the line in this match. He took 2 months off to get prepared both mentally and physically. But I've got to be honest with you, to this point, it's been all Jeff Jarrett.
Oh, it has been completely Jeff Jarrett. Sting, I think, just trying to find some kind of an advantage, something that he can get it going his way. Nice block right there, and now Sting showing some life. That's what he's got to happen. Jarrett able to go under. Beautiful drop kick by Jeff Jarrett. And look at Sting, he gets out of the ring.
Swing and a miss with the clothesline by Jarrett, and he drilled him, yes. Drilled him with that drop kick. Jarrett did connect, rather, and now there it comes, the Jarrett strength. As we see outside of the ring, Sting eye to eye with Kurt Angle. Oh, Jarrett, he's cocky and he's confident.
I think right there, that's what Sting needed to do. Get out, regroup, just change the plan. Whatever it is, Jeff Jarrett right now is owning you. He's owning you in that ring. And that is just, the new look is not intimidated Jeff Jarrett in any way.
Yes, certainly a more colorful Sting in appearance here with those red and black tights, the different white and red face paint than we have seen Sting have in many, many years. And Jarrett, yep, you can see that level of cockiness because he's bad-mouthing Sting.
That's why you do get the crowd behind you. Get the crowd behind you. Did Jarrett just spit at him? Wow, now you can see Sting just reaching back, realizing, coming right at him, and look at this, Jeff Jarrett telegraphed it, look at Sting.
Puts on the brakes, takes it out. Mid-ring powerbomb by the challenger.
Wow, that's what he needed right there, just to take the wind out of Jarrett's sails.
Gonna take him up to his shoulders, check this out.
Oh, right on top of the ropes.
Dropped him right in the face.
Fly outside.
Up and over the top. Jarrett crashes down to the arena floor. And you see Kurt Angle, yes, the special enforcer around the ringside area. Oh, Jarrett just shoved Angle, and Angle shoved him back.
Well, Jeff Jarrett's trying to let him know, look, I'm the king of the mountain, I'm the champ. You can't do that to me, but Kurt Angle's letting him know, look, I'm the enforcer out here, get back in the ring.
You're damn right. King of the mountain, Olympic gold medalist.
Sting just waiting, just building confidence, getting more and more. Jeff Jarrett trying to impose his will on Kurt Angle, and it's not working. Look at Sting asking him to come in. Now Sting says, I'll come out then. I'll tell you what, I'll come out. He busts him right against the rail.
Drops down to the arena floor. You're right, takes Jarrett, just flings him right into the steel. Grabs him by the blonde locks, runs him around the ringside area. Oh, there goes Jarrett again, this time chest first into the guardrail.
I think Kurt Angle's let Sting go a little bit here, just because Jarrett got cocky with him, so he figures, hey, this cameraman got knocked down. He was in the way of the battle.
Rough situation around the ringside area. You're right, cameraman just went ass over tea kettle.
Now the referee, look at the referee telling him, look, what Kurt Angle just threw the referee to the ring.
Oh, and Sting just flung Jarrett again in the guardrail.
I think what Angle was doing right there was telling the ref, look, I'm the enforcer outside, you get in the ring.
I like it. Gonna try and do it again, but no, this time there's a reversal, and this time Sting goes back first into the steel. Pushing cameraman out of the way, picking up a steel chair. He's measuring Sting. The champ, nope. Kurt Angle gonna take that steel chair out of his hand.
Well, you can only test him so much, and you can see Kurt Angle right there standing up. And now you see Sting just standing, waiting behind, and there it is. Jeff Jarrett worried too much about Kurt Angle, not worried about the task at hand.
This was the idea behind TNA management and Jim Cornette to position Angle outside as that special enforcer. Now, up the ramp. Oh, man, what a suplex. Drops him right on his back.
What a shot right there. That'll knock the air right out of there. Now listen to Sting, and the crowd mimics him, and he looks at Kurt. You saw that? Kurt Angle said, okay, that's enough. Now work it back in.
Absolutely no protection there as Jarrett went back first on that entrance ramp. Now Sting with that steel chair follows up, and you know what? He stopped Jarrett from using the chair, and he just stopped Sting as well.
Well, he's got to. And look, Sting, I don't think you believe it. Oh, wait a minute.
Did you see that?
how Sting ducked, though. He was going for the back of Sting's head.
You think so? I don't know. Jarrett just crashed right into Angle and then snapped Sting right over. You think that was an accident?
It had to be an accident because Sting just ducked at the right time. If he wouldn't have, he'd have cracked Sting. But he did end up hitting that chair right into Angle. You think he did it intentionally?
I mean, look how things worked out here for Jarrett. He's got Angle down and out. He's got Sting in trouble. Going to take him out and, drops him again.
Wow, he leveled Angle, didn't see it coming. Leveled him straight on with that chair, and now Jeff Jarrett, I don't think he planned it. I just think he's being, taking the opportunity there that's in front of him.
Now puts the boots to Sting in mid-ring. He's got Sting in trouble here. And Jarrett again drives that boot right into the shoulder of the challenger, who, yes, is putting his career on the line. To the off the ropes, ducks that back elbow. Sting springs off again, and here comes the sleeper.
You can see right there, he's got it holding. Sting trying to work his head out of that grip right there, and oh man, Jarrett's just applying it with such force right now.
Jarrett has the sleeper hold applied on Sting, nowhere close to the ropes. There you see that over-the-shoulder camera shot as Kurt Angle has made his way back up to his feet. He was down on the ramp after that collision earlier. Angle's back up as a special enforcer, and Sting's digging down deep to break the sleeper.
Nice elbows right there to the gut, and that's what you do. Take the air out of Jarrett, and he'll have to release that grip. Oh, but Sting, you can see them both fighting, and it just looks like Sting still can't seem to get a grip on him, and now he's ducking. Now he's got momentum. Oh, mid-ring collision for both of them.
Both men go for the flying cross body block. Both men connect, and both Sting and Jarrett are down.
I was just looking outside the ring. You can see Kurt Angle over there where he took the shot. He's trying to get his composure. You can look at him, but he looks like he's getting it back together, but still, you gotta wonder what's going through his mind.
TNA official, senior referee Rudy Charles putting in the count. He's at 5 right now. Everyone counting along here in Detroit. 6 and
oh man,
no movement.
They're not even moving.
No movement from either Sting or Jarrett.
Look at this. Now he's at 8.
8.
There's nobody moving.
At 9.
They're both wiped out. Here he goes for. Wait a minute.
8.
Wow. Olympic slam.
Olympic slam by Angle. Referee Rudy Charles.
He says, "I'll tell you what. I'll referee this." He wasn't going to let this be done with a count out.
The special enforcer has just become the special referee. Senior official Rudy Charles dumped out to the floor.
He just said, "Let's get it on.
Let's turn him loose."
He's got them both up. That's what you do. Now look at him, just throwing blow after blow. Sting fighting back.
Sting getting the better of it here. Repeated shots for Jarrett. Gonna fire him off into the ropes. Here goes Jarrett up. Inverted atomic drop.
Right, and then he just takes it right to him as Jarrett tries to get to his feet. And he does it with another one, Mike. Another clothesline.
Stinger splash in the corner. He caught Jarrett completely unaware. Caught him from behind. There it is. Scorpion death drop. Cover. Angle counts 1, 2.
Oh, he just gets his shoulder up just in time.
Woo. Just that close to a new champion. Sting on the verge of becoming the NWA World's title holder and also keeping his wrestling career alive.
I like what Angle did right there. He went to Sting and said, "Hey, no, he got the shoulder up." I mean, it wasn't a slow count. It was right on. Kurt Angle making sure it's all. He just decided to take it over himself. And here goes the stroke, and he hits it.
Planted him face first. Jarrett hits his patented move. Tells Angle to count. Angle down for the count. 1, 2.
Whoa, he got the shoulder up, but you gotta give Angle credit.
You have to. Perfect cadence from Kurt Angle, now the special referee, the former special enforcer. Jarrett now picks up Sting at the head, at the hair, rocks him right hand to the jaw. Uh-oh, gonna go for a pile driver here, but Sting fights it off. Can he put his weight advantage to use? You saw it in the tail of the tape.
Look at this, and he does it right to the head of Jarrett. He's got it right here.
Pin.
2. Oh, man, now you talk about split second. Wow. Just a split second.
It's going to say the same thing. How close can you come? Sting making his way up the corner, and Jarrett cuts him off low blow from behind.
Well, you can see right there, he turns into Kurt Angle, and Kurt Angle just giving him the what for right there.
Now Jarrett gonna make his way up into the corner. Is he gonna go for the stroke off the middle rope? Here it comes.
This could end it right here, and Sting, though, fights back, realizing his career's on the line, and then he sends Jarrett going.
Yeah, just tosses him right down to the mat, and oh man, went for a splash out of the corner. Jarrett gets both knees up, made contact with the chest of Sting.
Give Kurt Angle credit right there. He's making sure both these guys do it in the ring right here. Now look at this. Could he be going for...
He's going to go for the figure four.
He
of course
sure
he
is.
It's his patented move. He twists, and he's going to cap it off now. He's got that leg hook. Figure four. And look at the ring positioning by Jarrett. Dead center. Middle of the six-sided ring. Where's Sting going to go?
There's nowhere for him to go, and he just keeps pulling back on it. And pulling back harder. He's just trying to damage Sting and end it for him. And look at Sting. Does he have anything left? You can see the pain on his face, Mike.
Shoulders of Sting momentarily down for a 2 count from referee Angle. Not sure if we caught it or not. We were in so tight that time. As we saw Sting, can he use his power here to turn him over?
He has turned him over. Jeff Jarrett, able to get loose. And now look at this. Jarrett going to try it again.
Gonna work on that leg. Gonna hook
look at this.
Ankle lock right in Kurt Angle's face. Check this out.
He's using the ankle lock right in front of Kurt Angle.
Angle's famous submission move applied here by Jarrett.
Oh man, he thought, well, you know what? That's the kind of resiliency he can show. You gotta do anything it takes.
He touched
what
the
a
ropes.
statement that would make.
Sting's fingertips touched the ropes, but Angle did not call for the rope break.
And he couldn't hold on to him. And Jarrett just pulled him right back, and you can see Sting just fighting everything. Jarrett not gonna let up on it though. Look at him, just holding on.
First it was the figure four, now it's the ankle lock, but Sting somersaults, rolls through, and Jarrett goes out to the floor.
Wow, that's how you counter that. Sting able to somehow get Jarrett off of him. You could see that Kurt Angle was ready to count him out if he would have tapped, but he didn't do it.
Sting obviously favoring his knee as he gets back up to his feet in the ring, and you can see now hopping on one leg, Don, because of the effects of first the figure four and then the ankle lock, and well, how about this?
He's
Baseball
got his
bat
bat.
comes into play.
He's got his bat right there. He said no. Look at this. Kurt Angle not going to. Oh, look at though.
Whoa.
Sting saying no.
Sting with the baseball bat pointed right at the chest of
Wait a
Angle.
minute, Jarrett.
Jarrett
got to get goal.
But
look at this.
Sting
got it.
He said, I got your guitar right here, Jarrett.
And look at him. Here he goes.
Turn him over.
Got it.
Turn him over.
He's got it. He's going to turn him over. Can he do it? He's got it. Get Jarrett on.
What do you say, Jarrett?
Look at this.
Fighting.
Oh, he's applying the pressure.
Is he going to tap?
Is he? Look at Jarrett fighting it. He's tapped out.
Your winner, and new NWA Heavyweight Champion of the World, Sting!
Listen to this crowd. It's very bright. It really is, because I believe that we're on the cusp of literally the dawning of a new era. Because professional wrestling, you have to be innovative. The minute you sit back and say, oh man, we were great last night, and I'm saying night, not last month or last year, I'm saying last night, it's the minute you get screwed.
I'm proud of what we've done, but, you know, I'm looking up here and saying this is what we should be doing. And I think everybody shares that mentality. So we're not going to go, we never go back and rest on our laurels. It's always a, what's next? What are we going to do next month? What are we going to do next Bound for Glory? What are we going to do in January?
The business is not cyclical. Only us make it cyclical. When we get back, getting fat and sassy and, oh, we're great, we're not going to do that. I truly believe that I've prided myself on being innovative. The six-sided ring, I certainly wasn't the first to come up with that, but I saw it and I said, you know what? There's a chance, there's an opportunity to make us different. Ultimate X, six sides of steel, a lethal lockdown. They're all variations of something new and innovative, but you have to have your foundation, have your rock. So where's TNA headed in the future? You know what? We are going to be innovative. We're going to do things differently. We're going to present professional wrestling in a different manner, but you can never hide the fact that the only way you can connect with the consumer is emotionally.
And we don't turn anybody away. We try to make it family friendly. Everybody works extra hours, as you know. We all do, because we love it. And I think the fans know that. And maybe this may sound wrong, but it's like we're the underdog. We're on our way up. We're growing. We're asking people what they want, what they like, you know, and we listen. And I just think that this company is, it's just, we love it, and I think the fans do too, and there's an association there.
We will never forget our foundation and the fundamentals, and know without a doubt that the foundation and the fundamentals of this business is connecting with our audience emotionally in some way, shape, or form. But we have to do it through different means, and TNA is going in that direction, and we'll never forget it.
Going to try and fight back out of the corner. Gets the boot up repeatedly to the chest, to the face of Styles, and from the middle rope. Did you see what Styles just did? He pulled the referee, Andrew Thomas, right into that oncoming dropkick.
Oh, well, I mean, he just realized, used the referee as a shield, put it in just in time, and Andrew Thomas just flat on his back. And now you can see Samoa Joe looks down and he's frustrated because he knows that means Andrew Thomas can't do anything, and he just went right into a spin kick by AJ.
Oh, he walked right into that spin kick, and now he's going to go for the Styles Clash. No! Reversed by Samoa Joe. He took him overhead.
He spit. You can tell there's so much. No! He's still able to take that big body and put that knee up to his head. Here it goes!
Muscle Buster out of the corner. Here he comes.
He's got him.
No! AJ just slid right down. Go behind. Gonna try for a roll-up. Here it comes. Pin attempt by Styles. Quick reversal. There's the rear naked choke. There's the submission hold. The Kakina clutch is applied.
And look at this, AJ Styles camping out. But again, the referee, as you can look up the tunnel, I swear I saw Christian Cage. There it is. There's Scott Steiner. There's Tom Go Abyss.
You saw what he was doing. He was calling for the truth. But here comes Kurt Angle. Here comes Sting. And here comes the War Machine Rhino. Uh-oh. Look at this face-off right here in front of the broadcast table. And here we go.
This Sunday, all of these guys are going to be locked inside the cage as that ceiling's going to lower and lethal lockdown. And everybody's just trying to find someone here to get a piece of. And look at, wait a minute, what? What?
What the hell? Jeff Jarrett.
We haven't seen him in months. Months. What on earth is he doing here? What is Christian Cage up to?
Oh, Christian Cage, I think, has just won up Kurt Angle.
What? Wow.
What the hell?
He's a part of Angle. He just creamed AJ Styles, and he shows the 5 symbol to Samoa Joe, who's in shock. We're all in shock.
Joe can't believe it either. 1, 2, 3, and yes, Team Angle gets the advantage for lethal lockdown, courtesy of the pin by Samoa Joe. But what a guitar shot by Jeff Jarrett.
Look at the look. Everybody can't believe what they've seen. Look at Joe. Look at Rhino. Sting looking on in disbelief as Kurt Angle's got the smile and he's pointing up saying, I told you I had it covered. I can't believe who he chose here.
What a way to make a return to TNA. The King of the Mountain is back. Jeff Jarrett returns, and he's the 5th member for Team Angle.
Ooh, boy. Are there any goals that I hadn't accomplished yet? I really do. I have a couple of P.T. Barnum goals that I'm not going to let out on this DVD. If you want, as a producer, I'll write them down. Or you write them down after this is over and seal it away in 10 years from now. But I do have some goals as a promoter hat.
I think Jeff and I share the same goal for TNA, and that's to make it the largest, most successful wrestling company in the world. It's pretty simple. The experience we give the fans, the quality of the product that we put out, you know, each and every week, that's what makes this company different. That's what's going to make us the best wrestling company in the world. I feel like we're the best now. We may not be the biggest, but one day that will translate into being the biggest.
There are some goals that I truly believe that TNA will obtain, but it does me or you or any TNA fan for me to discuss at this time. Does us no good.
The most dangerous match in TNA, Lethal Lockdown.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your Lockdown main event of the evening. At this time, please allow me to introduce the keeper of the cage, the man that will hold the key, a true legend in professional wrestling from the great state of Missouri. He is an 8-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion, the legendary Harley Race.
Oh, you talk about the great names in St. Louis wrestling history. Harley Race is right up there with Lou Thez, with Dick the Bruiser, with Pat O'Connor, and so many more of the greats. Harley Race beat Ric Flair, 1983, right here in St. Louis to win one of those 8 NWA World Heavyweight titles.
In the lethal lockdown match, 2 men will begin, one from each team for a 5-minute period. And then, in 2-minute intervals, a new man from each team will enter the 6 sides of steel. So, ladies and gentlemen, let the lethal lockdown begin. Introducing the first entrant representing Team Christian Cage from Gainesville, Georgia, weighing in at 218 pounds, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Interesting strategy on the part of Team Cage. Captain Christian Cage has obviously made the selection to have the phenomenal AJ Styles kick it off for his team. Remember, the first 2 wrestlers will compete for 5 minutes, then the other wrestlers will come out in intervals of 2 minutes.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, representing Team Angle, the first entrant, he is professional wrestling's only Olympic gold medalist from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is Kurt Angle.
I like this strategy by both teams. I think what you do, Mike, is you take your best conditioned athletes. You take the athletes that you feel can go the longest distance. With AJ Styles, that's what he is. He's such a fine-tuned athlete. And then you think of the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle, and who better than himself, and I like it as a captain. He's a real leader as he puts himself out first.
And look at when Kurt Angle takes off the Olympic colors. Check out what he's wearing. Yeah, the colors of the St. Louis Cardinals.
And that crowd appreciated that gesture.
And here we go, the opening 5 minutes. Kurt Angle, the phenomenal AJ Styles, and we are underway in our lethal lockdown matchup.
This is such a unique match, Mike, because pinfalls and submissions don't mean anything. You might do it to your opponent just to kind of rub it in his face and let him know you can do it at any time. But it doesn't matter because until they get all 10 in.
Now that's the key.
Right. They're going to stay out there until all 10 get in. And then the ceiling lowers.
And then, and only then, after the ceiling lowers, after the weapons come into play, then pinfalls, then submission obviously become of the utmost importance, because only after all 10 are in the ring and the cage lowers with those weapons attached, that's when lethal lockdown really gets kicked off.
Now you think about how that small that cage seemed when you had Brother Ray and Brother Devon and LAX in there. Throw 6 more men and weapons involved, and I mean, you better have eyes in the back of your head.
I mean, you've got to, especially when it gets into the numbers advantage, and that's another thing to consider. I mean, Jeff Jarrett, it looked like this past Thursday on Impact, had given that numbers edge to Team Angle, but not the case. Jim Cornette reversing that decision earlier tonight, and as a result, Team Angle will be fighting on at a disadvantage until all 10 men come into play.
I mean, it's just so long that you've got to stay in. You know for a simple fact that, I mean, think about it, every 2 minutes for the next 8, so that's 16, 21 minutes at least that Kurt Angle and AJ Styles have to be out in that ring, if my adding is right.
Oh, you're right on the money. No question about that as we see Angle connect with the backbreaker to the phenomenal AJ Styles. And keep this in the back of your mind. The winner of this match whoever scores the pin, whoever gets the submission victory, whether it's a member of Team Christian Cage or Team Kurt Angle, that particular wrestler gets the NWA World Heavyweight Championship title shot next month at our Sacrifice pay-per-view. What agility by Styles, lands on his feet and just caught a vicious right hand to the side of the head of Angle.
Oh, well,
Goes
look at that.
airborne.
He
Kurt
went,
caught him right in mid-move.
he just went to the well one time too often, and now he just nonchalantly, though, right there by Kurt Angle. That's sending a message. He knows that AJ Styles is going to be there a long time, so he just wants to toy with him here. Just inflict a little damage, one shot after another, and you can see he caught him right because AJ just writhing in pain.
Body slam, drops Styles right on his back. Angle follow-up, European uppercut rocks the head of AJ Styles. Sets him right back up into the corner. Now going to shoot him off diagonally and does. Back first into the turnbuckles, but then Angle charged right in, and you can see him holding the top of his head as Kurt Angle went right through those ring ropes and hit that corner post.
Well, that's just the problem that you have when you go at it full steam like that. If you don't connect with your target, there's only one thing that's going to stop you, and that's the cage. And you can see that it cost Kurt Angle as he just caught it right flat on top of the head, and that gives AJ Styles the advantage he needs. A nice shot right there with the elbow by AJ Styles.
You saw that countdown clock on your screen earlier. Ladies and gentlemen, we are under 2 minutes until the third competitor hits the ring, 1:45, until we see who is next. And of course, at that point, we know it's going to be a member of Team Cage.
Well, Jim Cornette reversed it because last Thursday when Jeff Jarrett won the match by coming in with Team Angle, but he used the guitar on AJ Styles, so Jim Cornette, and I think that's just that past history that he had with Jeff Jarrett. He felt he had to do something, and all that's done is plant the seeds of doubt in the rest of the members of Team Angle.
Don't see this very often. Kurt Angle on the defensive here. AJ Styles in total control, wrenching and cranking on the head and neck of the Olympic gold medalist, who tries to get back up to his feet.
I mean, what kind of strategy do you employ if you're AJ Styles? You've got to do whatever you can that can keep you grounded also and try to take the air out. Wow, nice shot by AJ as he realized that Kurt Angle just didn't have enough into him after he held on to his neck for so long and just levels.
I think the key, what's in the back of AJ Styles' mind is surviving at least the 5 minutes, but you have to admit he's thriving here against Kurt Angle because in the back of Styles' mind, he knows that it's going to be the advantage to Team Cage with the third member who comes out in less than a minute.
I know it's not often you say it, especially with a gold medalist in the ring, but AJ Styles might be the best athlete out of all 10 of these. I don't know that anybody would dispute that.
Under 30 seconds, AJ, you can see he's got the case of the rabbit ears here, communicating with the ringside fans as Angle just took him high overhead and powered him right down to the mat.
Great
Olympic
move,
style.
Too. When you look at the time left, that's what Kurt Angle needs to do because he knows for the next 2 minutes it's going to be 2-on-1, and you got to try to take AJ Styles out of it if you can.
And I'm not even sure that Angle, I'm sure he's got that clock in his head, but I'm not even sure he realizes just how close he was to being outnumbered. Now we knew it was going to be a member of Team Cage, and he sends the 6'8", 350-pound out-of-control monster Abyss towards the ring to give his team the numbers game. As soon as he enters the 6 sides, yes, it's going to be advantage 2-1 for Team Cage. It's now Abyss and Styles against Kurt Angle.
And look at Kurt Angle just going right after Abyss. And Abyss is somebody, to me, that's a wild card in this match. I mean, he's just so frustrated with what's going on, the blackmail that James Mitchell's using against him. And he's going to take it out right there on Kurt Angle. And man, alive.
You notice this situation with James Mitchell, who came down with Abyss, and Harley Race, the former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, and the legendary wrestler. Harley's here to make sure that there's no outside interference in this matchup, and he is putting the bad mouth on James Mitchell.
Oh, he's giving him the stare down, too. And let's face it, if Mitchell gets into a fight with Harley Race in this building, Mitchell's going to get torn apart limb from limb, and the crowd would riot.
Angle, well, numbers game definitely at a disadvantage here. Abyss taking total control of this matchup. Series of shots to the head of Kurt Angle. AJ not even involved yet, just standing by and watching, but seems to be enjoying it.
Well, you've got to be careful. You know, I mean, it could backfire. You could go in while Abyss is raining down blows and catch one yourself. Kurt Angle's got to survive here. Kurt Angle has got to survive. What a shot right there by AJ Styles. As both these guys, I think, are just going to go after him one after another.
25 seconds away from getting another member of Team Angle into the ring to at least momentarily, or at least for 2 minutes, to even it up at 2-2.
Oh, what a shot right there into the gut by AJ Styles. And Kurt Angle has got 12 seconds to hold on before he gets some help. But I don't know how much help he's going to be to whoever comes down.
Oh, man, that's 350 pounds of Abyss charging across the ring and sandwiching Angle in the corner.
The War Machine, Rhino.
Well, you know he's not going to waste any time. As the War Machine goes flying right into the ring, and look at that. He knows that Kurt Angle's been in there. He knows that Kurt Angle swore out at this point. He's got to give him a chance to recover, because they're going to need Kurt Angle all through this match. And look at the War Machine. Everything he's got right now, but he has to, because he's 1-on-2 with Kurt Angle there in the corner and the War Machine just taking it to him.
Well, the advantage you have here is it's a completely fresh War Machine. And Rhino, you see that? Hits the belly to belly. Is he going to go for the gore?
Oh, why not? Try to take Abyss out right from the beginning.
Slow to get to his feet. As soon as he does, oh, man, he was going for the gore, but he got caught in mid-move. Could be the choke slam. War Machine fights him off. Series of elbows. Here comes Rhino.
You can see the War Machine. Oh, he goes right off the ropes and catches Abyss right in the head,
and now he just immediately goes after AJ Styles, but now they gave Kurt Angle time to get up, and he's putting the boots to Abyss.
2-2 in terms of members in this matchup. Rhino's going to take Styles now and try and catapult him, and does. High, oh man, right took him chest first into the top turnbuckle.
Oh, he just catapulted him right into the cage.
Meanwhile, you see Angle putting the beat down on the Monster Abyss, and communication between Angle and Rhino.
Well, you can see Angle, being the captain that he is, just barking out instructions, and Rhino just, like clockwork, goes right after it. They're going to do the 2-on-1 on Abyss, and then they're going to probably concentrate on AJ, but nice double team.
Yeah, double shoulder block. Angle and Rhino take down Abyss. Styles slow to get to his feet. And Team Angle finally has turned this thing around in their favor. Again, no pinfalls, no submissions until all 10 men in the match. But if you think about how important those first 21 minutes are, Don, in determining who eventually will get that pin or submission. Who's next to give the advantage to Team Cage?
AJ Styles busted open.
This is Tomko.
Tomko, buddy, doesn't waste any time. What a boot. What a boot to the War Machine, as I mentioned right as AJ was giving the instruction. AJ Styles been busted in the head. I can see that, and it's just
Bloody and violent in that cage, especially with the level these guys go. But now look at this. Tomko sees, oh man, sees Rhino and goes right after him.
What a force Tomko has become. I mean, since he arrived here in TNA, there goes Rhino, head first, right into the corner. Tomko has come out, and he's turned this thing, and I guess not surprisingly, when you consider that the Team Cage now has the 3-2 numbers edge, turned it totally in Christian team's favor. Big running slam for the Olympic gold medalist. This Tomko takes down Angle.
I'm seeing a pattern here that when the fresh guy comes in, he's able to be, he's just fresh enough to be able to take it to everybody in there to give his teammates time to recover and catch their breath. And it always seems to work, and then it gives them about a minute of the one-man advantage, and now it's 3-on-2 for Team Cage.
No question, the fresh man turns the tide in this matchup. It's what we've seen really ever since Abyss gave Team Cage the advantage at 2-1, and now Tomko measures and connects right to the top of the head of the War Machine, Rhino, and Rhino's been busted open.
But look at Kurt Angle, and oh, a nice shoulder block right there by Abyss as he sends Angle down, as it looked like, and now Rhino taking shot after shot from the phenomenal AJ Styles. And now look at the boot. Look at that boot right there by Abyss as he's just driving it into the chin and the pressure, using those ropes.
Yeah, and the 350 pounds as well behind that boot right across the throat of Kurt Angle. Tomko comes off the ropes and caught Rhino right in the face with the boot.
Well, he just leveled him. Tomko's just moving around. I mean, this guy has really become a force since he's been back, and doesn't seem like he's under the influence of Christian Cage like he has been in the past.
Time to even it up once again. Who's going to be next from Team Angle?
Representing Team Angle, Samoa Joe.
Here comes the Samoan submission machine, quickly making his way inside the cage, and Joe's been turned loose.
Oh, what a shot he did on AJ Styles, and now the headbutt, and now a shot to AJ. Grabs Abyss, and man, he just came on fire. And look at him. Oh, man, puts the knee.
Listen to the crowd yell, Joe's gonna kill you, and that's what he's doing to everybody from Team Cage that's in that ring right now.
There's the backsplash for Abyss. He's been a one-man wrecking crew, similar to the way Tomko came out here, and now Tomko able to turn it around on Joe, who gets the elbow up as he charges at Samoa Joe.
I mean, these guys understand when they get in, they have to do damage.
Oh, what a knee!
Shot! What a knee shot! But he forgot about AJ Styles.
This is the hard part of this match, Don, especially as all
wow.
wrestlers get in here. You said it earlier. You've got to have eyes in the back of your head, really, to be successful long-term in this match. Samoa Joe, however, overpowers Styles, puts him up on top, muscle buster out of the corner.
Why not? Inflict the damage. And he just levels AJ Styles. Wow. The crowd loves it.
No, Samoa Joe avoid Tomko, and he just walked right in to the angle suplex. Going to take him over. That's 2. Count along with us at home.
Here he goes for the 3rd one. I mean, think about the size of Tomko, and think about how long Kurt Angle's been in this match, and he's still got the strength to do this. That's incredible. There's another
and a
one.
4th overhead. Amazing, and he maintains his grip, maintains the contact. Kurt Angle, unreal.
Tomko grabs the ropes to save his life, but no! Angle gives him another one for good measure. 5 suplexes.
Time to give the advantage back to Team Cage. Who's next?
Representing Team Cage, Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner.
4-3, Team Cage with the arrival of the genetic freak. Here comes Scott Steiner, and Angle's ready for him, but just as soon as Steiner hits the ring, Angle's deck clothesline for Rhino as well, and now here comes the belly-to-belly overhead and released.
Again, and everybody is just taking so much out of themselves, and think about it. This match doesn't even really get started until the ceiling is dropped. And this is what you've already seen, and look at Big Papa Pump.
Wow, he's gonna take Rhino. Steiner puts Rhino up on top. Scott Steiner climbs to the top.
What the world?
What the hell?
Scott Steiner! Unbelievable!
I'm not gonna call it a Hurricane Rana, forget you! That's a Frankensteiner, my God!
You gotta be kidding me! As Scott Steiner just creamed him with the Frankensteiner!
Do you believe it?
No!
Wow! Pulling out all the stops is right.
When was the last time you saw him do that?
Many years ago.
Wow!
Oh, man!
It just kind of set the crowd, and it just sets the tone.
Everybody.
That's what this means. Let's see if we can see that
Oh,
again.
I'd love to.
I don't
mean,
know
you
that
talk
you
about
get to see that much.
Catching me by surprise and catching all of us off guard.
We're going to try to get that hooked up. Here we go.
We're going to effort to do it. Here we go. Look at this.
Wow.
Oh, that's no X Division wrestler. My God, that's the genetic freak who just connected with the Frankensteiner.
And look at Joe, and wow, what a kick to the back of Abyss's head. And Samoa Joe, but I just saw Steiner rake the eyes of Angle, and Tomko crashes the back of Joe. We're doing our best to call on the action here.
Good luck. Time to even it up. Who's next from Team Angle?
Representing Team Angle, this is
They stand as one here in St. Louis as Sting hits the cage. Clotheslines. Look, it's Sting on fire. Abyss misses. Oh, man, he caught him inverted. He just dropped the monster Abyss right down to the canvas.
And he gives the scream, and you hear the crowd come back in unison. And look at the Stinger splash right there on Scott Steiner.
Stinger splash again. Yeah, there's one for the monster Abyss. Corner to corner. Who's next? Double stack. I think he got both Styles and Tomko, didn't he?
He sure did. Tomko, I think, threw AJ in front of him to block it. And now look at this. As you see Sting just putting that rope where it's got to hurt the worst on Steiner.
Big right hand, rocks Steiner, and almost sends him right out the cage door.
He's holding on for dear life.
Wow, what an entrance by Sting, and what a way to turn the match up in the favor of Team Angle.
You can see now up top of the cage, and now everybody's going up. This is just absolutely crazy. This pyramid up on top. Unreal.
Wait a minute, look out.
Oh, my God. AJ Styles got creamed.
I think AJ got the worst of it.
Oh, man.
But man, my God is right. Bodies everywhere. They're standing. They're going crazy in St. Louis. Guys in the truck, please, please, we got to see it again. We got to.
Look at this as you see Abyss up high, but AJ Styles takes the brunt of it. And Sting standing tall when it's all over with.
Oh, we're back live. Countdown shows we're 15 seconds away. And just through deduction, we know who's going to be next for Team Cage. It's got to be Christian Cage. Sting with the Scorpion. Good move to wear down Scott Steiner, but you're not going to win the match, not yet.
The final participant for Team Cage, the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, the Instant Classic, Christian Cage.
Well, you knew he would put himself in the best position. I mean, that's just the Christian Cage way. Numbers edge, 5-4 for Team Cage for the next 2 minutes.
I mean, think about the difference between Angle and Cage. What does Kurt Angle do as a leader? He goes out there first. He tells his team, I'll be out there the longest. That's the kind of leader I am. That's how dedicated I am to this team. Christian Cage, you gotta wonder if he did it for selfish reasons, keeping himself last.
What do you mean, wonder? Of course he did. That's the Christian Cage way.
I'm giving the champ a little benefit of the doubt.
Stop. It's him first and everybody else second.
Oh, look at Sting, though. Wow, just sitting flying up in the air.
Nice back body drop by Sting, but Christian comes back. No effect with those chops at all, and Sting just laughs right in his face.
Now look at Sting, man. I mean, this is the only time it seems that one of the guys hasn't come out and just cleaned house, and I mean Sting fired up like we've not seen him.
Digging deep, gonna shoot him across. There goes Christian to the corner, and there goes the Stinger splash.
Christian Cage come in, and that momentum that normally comes with being the fresh man, and Sting's just taking it right out of him from the beginning.
Sting, corner to corner, post to post, one side of the cage to the other, just totally dominating Christian Cage. Ready for the Scorpion?
Oh, he's got it locked in, and I mean, what a way to do it now. Just inflict the pain, inflict the damage. You know, maybe pull a ligament there, but because when that ceiling gets dropped here in 2 minutes and 13 seconds, it's a whole new ball game, and you want to be fresh.
You hear him counting down.
The wild card.
We know who's going to be next. The 10th and final entrant to the Lethal Lockdown.
The 5th and final entrant for Team Angle. This is the King of the Mountain, Jarrett.
Well, I guess it's time that we see what Jeff Jarrett is all about. All of the questions, all of the doubts. And we're talking about doubts from fans. We're talking about doubts from even the wrestlers in this match. Look at that leg extension by Jarrett.
Ladies and gentlemen, all 10 men are in the ring. Let the Lethal Lockdown begin.
Here we go. It's time that we go to war in the Lethal Lockdown match.
Well, the first question's been answered as we see the ceiling being lowered, and now you cannot get pinned. Whoever has the pin gets the title shot against Christian Cage, and Jeff Jarrett came right in, and look at this. He's bonding with the team. I haven't seen any indication that he's got other motives.
And Jarrett climbing up, obviously, to get one of the weapons that's hanging down. Quickly pulled back into play by the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, Christian Cage, but Jarrett just decked him. And again, Christian goes up, and there's your question answered. Jarrett pulls him right back down.
Well, he realized that Christian was close to getting that garbage can, and Jeff Jarrett pulled him down and just taking shot after shot at Christian Cage. And you know what? I think back to Bound for Glory, and I think back to that heartfelt speech that Jeff Jarrett did. And now look at this. He goes up and he gets a bat, and he throws it to Sting.
He tosses it across the ring. Sting catches the bat and connects. He just drilled the monster abyss.
And he gives Rhino a garbage can. What an assist as he takes the garbage can and creams the champ. And then he goes after Scott Steiner.
And then he tosses a nightstick to Samoa Joe. Jarrett taking down all the weapons and tossing them to his teammates.
Man, not only is he a teammate, he's Steve Nash in there. He's throwing out assists to everybody.
Oh, nightclub shot. Samoa Joe just caught Tomko. And now Jarrett taking down a trash can, laying the top of the head of the monster abyss.
Absolutely flattens him as we see Jeff Jarrett
just being the consummate teammate as it has gone advantage Team Angle. Oh, did you see that?
Look at this! Shot after shot after shot! A repeated Jeff Jarrett drilling Scott Steiner in the head with the trash can lid.
And think about it, it was Jeff Jarrett that brought Scott Steiner into TNA. I mean, wow. Has it come 180 degrees?
Jarrett with that lead pipe just drilled Abyss first to the stomach and then to the back.
Trying to follow the action. Now somehow AJ Styles got the bat of Sting and he's just using it like Albert Pujols would here in St. Louis. But Kurt Angle able to catch it into his belly and grab the arms, and now look at that.
Double gun salute from the gold medalist, and then he takes him over. Connects first with that suplex. Gonna go again, but the low blow by AJ Styles.
Well, you gotta survive in a match like this. I mean, you have to survive, and AJ Styles is one of those that can do some remarkable things.
Oh, wait a minute. What's AJ Styles doing? What on earth?
What the hell?
AJ Styles
going to the top.
We've seen
of
this.
The cage.
This man is absolutely incredible. And Kurt Angle's still hurting from that crotch shot that he got. But look at Kurt Angle. He's going right up there after him.
Yeah, Angle trying to dig down deep, trying to gut it out and get up to the top of the cage as well. But both men now are up on the roof. High above the ring. Angle and AJ Styles on the roof of the Lethal Lockdown cage.
I mean, look at this. Abyss has got 2 bags of tacks. I know that's what's in there. I saw that in his hands. And look at, oh my God, the danger of AJ Styles and Angle as they're so high up here in the family arena. This is just crazy, Mike.
What an incredible camera shot that is. And you can see just how careful that Angle's being. Harley Race just applies the knockout blow to James Mitchell here around the ringside area.
Well, he saw him hand those bats of tacks in. And it just took him a little time to get over there, but he sure made it pay off. Look at Tomko and Joe up top as they're smashing each other. As Angle and AJ Styles are having to be very careful with where they're at up there. Oh my, your heart stops. And like, oh well, man.
Oh man, what a bad landing by Samoa Joe. And again, we're trying to keep our eyes on the cage. What's going on inside the cage?
Unbelievable
He just gored him right out the door.
He just gored him right out of the cage. Unbelievable. I mean, the chain from the cage went flying. It hit Stevie right here. The chain hit Stevie, who takes care of us. Unreal. And look at those guys on top. This is so dang. Wait a minute. AJ's got a chair. Oh, he crushes Angle with it.
The battle. Oh, there goes Rhino right out to the floor, courtesy of Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner.
Well, there's no chain to hold it after.
Look out.
Oh, my God.
Right here at the table. There goes Rhino, face first right into the broadcast position. Steiner's picked up a championship belt. He's got the NWA World title belt in his hand.
Did you see Joe? Suicide dive right through Mike, unreal.
But then Steiner with the championship belt to the back of the head of Samoa Joe. My God, bodies laid out all over the building here in St. Louis.
It's just a war zone right now. It's an absolute war zone. It's Joe right for the table. Look at the tacks in the hands of Abyss. And don't forget, Angle and AJ are up top.
The thousands and thousands of tacks. Look out, Rhino right here as well. We're going to we'll try and keep our eyes on everything that's going on. We got wrestlers right here battling the table. Here comes Tomko.
Right on the table. Tomko got it. Rhino's busted open. Into the rail goes Rhino from Steiner. Don't forget Angle and AJ are busted up top after chair shots. And look at Sting and Jarrett with a double team.
Double shot! Christian Cage goes back first into the thumbtacks. My God!
Unreal. Look at Christian Cage's face. And we got to be careful. We got Joe and Steiner and Tomko and Rhino all right in front of us. Oh no!
Abyss, wind up, black hole slam by Abyss on Jarrett.
Wait a minute, look up top too. On their feet again. It's AJ.
Styles and Angle fighting tooth and nail on the top, on the roof of the cage. Samoa Joe's choking out Tomko.
Oh no!
Right
look at AJ Styles.
AJ, look out!
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Kurt Angle set him on top of everybody.
He just knocked him all the way from the top of the cage down to the floor.
That was freaking insane! Absolutely freaking
Show it again!
insane.
Show it again! Show it again!
Oh my God!
Lord, what a landing! We're back live. Angle's up on the roof. It's Abyss, Jarrett, Cage, Sting in the ring. The rest of the competitors are laid out, knocked out on the floor.
Keep in mind, there hasn't been a pin yet or a submission. We're trying to follow. You see Abyss with another bag of tacks in his hands. Oh no!
He's got the bag, and he's gonna dump out thousands more.
Look at that, he put him in the guitar.
What?
Oh no!
He's loading up the guitar with the tacks.
He's loading it up. Listen to this crowd, they know what they're seeing.
Oh, you're damn right, it's awesome. That might not even describe it.
And listen, Kurt Angle was still stuck
Did
up
you see
top.
that? Abyss just motioned to Jarrett. He told Jarrett to get to his feet. He said, I loaded the guitar with tacks.
Oh man, there's Sting. Oh no!
What's he
Oh,
gonna
no.
do? No,
Oh,
no, Jarrett!
That's
Don't do it, Jarrett! Don't do it!
Snake! What's he doing? He's moving him away! He just smashed him with tacks!
The tacks! The thousands of tacks go flying everywhere! Jarrett can get the pin!
Look at, he's pointing at Sting again!
He said to
pointing at
Sting!
Sting!
He told Sting, cover him!
Look at this! What on earth is going on?
I mean, Jarrett could get the title shot right here!
This is a chance for a title shot!
Pin!
1, 2, Sting gets the win!
Sting gets the title because of Jarrett! Sting gets the title shot!
The winners of the Lethal Lockdown match, Team Angle!
This is unreal! Why would Jarrett take the pin? What's he trying to prove? Is he turned over a new leaf? I don't know that Sting believes it, but he took the pin.
All the questions, all the doubts that we had about Jeff Jarrett, as far as I'm concerned, they were just answered. They were just answered 100%. Jarrett had that title shot right in his grasp. Jarrett, the knockout blow. And he laid it up for Sting. He handed it to Sting on a silver platter, and Sting's gonna get the title shot.
He's still trying to get the handshake. Sting can't believe it. He gave him a title shot. Joe and Rhino. I thought Abyss was setting him up. I thought Jarrett had the whole thing planned. And look at this. They shake hands. And the Kurt Angle stuck up top. He can't believe it, I'm sure. First time that I ever won the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Just because that belt, I had seen it defended by Ric Flair in the Mid-South Coliseum. I had seen Harley Race defend it. I had seen Tommy Rich as a kid who trained literally in my dad's basement win the NWA World Heavyweight title. You know, for me to put that belt around my waist was a great, great, great sense of accomplishment. When you walk out of the ring and you know that the building was absolutely electric, Jeff Hardy came into TNA, and he blew the roof off the Asylum. And we had, I don't know if it's 1 or 2 matches that were really good. Me and Raven in the early days. You know, there's a lot of detractors out there on Raven, but I can tell you, in the early days of TNA, he worked his butt off, and we had a series of not good but great matches.
The first ever Jeff Jarrett Raven Championship match. It was in our first year. And that, even though we were just nothing but a pay-per-view company, I mean, we weren't on TV, yet the word of mouth, that was done so well. Everybody wanted to see those two finally hook up that we turned away 1,000 people outside.
There was a meeting backstage one day in the Impact Zone when we got to announce to the crew, both the wrestlers and the production crew, that we were going from late night on Thursday to prime time. Sort of a favorite in-ring moment that I had was, I believe I was wrestling Samoa Joe in a fans revenge match in Orlando, which is very unique. We had fans out of the crowd. I put my ass on the line for the company, and fans whipped my ass, and you've probably got that on tape. At the end of that match, I'm not sure how it transpired, but the announcement that Kurt Angle was coming to TNA was big, was really big. I had a match on Impact with Monty Brown that a lot of people were not very impressed with, so to speak, going into the match. Everything gelled, you know. Monty was a talent on, you know, I feel that's what I do best as a talent. He was a young, up-and-coming guy, and I got the most out of him. He shined like none other, and it was a phenomenal match.
Nobody looks bad wrestling him. And that's an art too, making the other person look good without making yourself look bad.
I can tell you right now, my match against Kurt Angle at Bound for Glory with Mick Foley as special enforcer will be very, very, very hard to top. Been around a lot of guys that have literally gone from, not the bottom, but early in their career to their pinnacle. And to me, Kurt doesn't really have any peers if you want to look at the whole game. Kurt's got showmanship, he can talk, but most importantly, when the bell rings, I'm not sure that the greatest of the greats, Lawler, Flair, Funk, Steamboat, Savage, or Shawn Michaels, the guys that really, really, really know how to get it done from bell to bell, I'm not sure Kurt has a peer. And that's pretty heavy.
Jeff Jarrett is a very special human being. And I found that out when I wrestled him for the first time at Bound for Glory. I didn't think Jeff was going to be able to survive that match because we went so long, and Jeff has been in the ring for 2 years. That's a big task, to put somebody in the ring with Kurt Angle when you haven't wrestled for 2 years. Jeff went in there and he fought and he fought and he fought and he fought and he wouldn't give up. And by the end of the match, I just remember thinking, this guy doesn't know what quit means. And I think that's why he is where he is today, because he doesn't know how to quit.
Wrestling Kurt Angle at Bound for Glory, it's way, way, way up there.
The Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle, takes on the King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett, with special enforcer Mick Foley.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bound for Glory continues with this special grudge match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, the special guest enforcer, a hardcore legend. Please welcome Mick Foley!
Yes, Jeff Jarrett, the founder of TNA, labeled the hardcore legend Mick Foley as the greatest acquisition in the 6+ years of TNA. But Don West, we all have to keep in mind that this situation with Mick Foley and TNA is for one night and one night only, because his role as special enforcer tonight at Bound for Glory is the only contractual commitment that he has.
And introducing the participants, first from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, he is professional wrestling's only Olympic gold medalist. He is
You know, Mike, I think the first thing that strikes you in Kurt Angle right now is just the hatred in his words, just the feeling that he has. He takes it personal. In his mind, he's the greatest acquisition in TNA. He feels like he carried TNA when Jeff was going through his personal issue. And then to hear him get so personal with Jeff and his family, sometimes it's more than you can take, especially for people that have been here from the beginning.
How can Kurt Angle live with himself, Don, to say the things that he's said in the past couple of months, fueling, quite honestly, what is about to be the most emotional moment that we've ever had here in TNA?
and his opponent from Nashville, Tennessee, the King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett!
The very personal, the family tragedy that Jeff Jarrett suffered 2 years ago has been something that, quite honestly, has affected all of us here at TNA. But Don, it hasn't affected us anywhere near to the extent, to the point that it's affected this man, Jeff Jarrett. And as you can see, the total tunnel vision that he has coming down the entranceway, the look that he has towards his opponent, Kurt Angle, the dedication earlier to his 3 young daughters, means that tonight we are going to see Jeff Jarrett's return to the ring. First match in 2 years. It's going to be a Jeff Jarrett, however, that is going to use that personal tragedy to fuel his fight tonight against Kurt Angle.
Big question right there as you see Kurt Angle flipping off Mick Foley and just letting him know what he thinks about him being in here as special enforcer. But the big question, Mike, and it's on all of our minds, is Jeff Jarrett ready? We know that Kurt emotionally got him into this match. He said the right things. He tripped that wire, and Jeff, I mean, his manhood was at stake. He had to come back. But is he really ready? It's been a long time since he's been in a high-profile match like this.
And can you imagine your first match after 2 years on the sideline? When you come back, you face, quite honestly, the man who so many have called the greatest professional wrestler ever. Yes, Jeff Jarrett, and you can hear the people here in Chicago with the chants of "Thank you, Jeff." The founder of TNA, Jeff Jarrett. He didn't want to come back to professional wrestling. He wanted to continue to grow this organization, TNA. But now, when he comes back, his first match in 2 years, he's got to face a wrestling machine like Kurt Angle, and what a takedown that was.
And I want to tell you, Kurt Angle wants to make an example of Jeff Jarrett.
You're not kidding.
He wants to just absolutely take him apart. He wants to let him know that he is in the ring with the wrong person. One thing, though, about Jeff Jarrett, we know he uses his brain as good as anybody. And let's face it, that's what it's going to take with Kurt Angle. As you can see, Kurt right now just toying with him here at the beginning, just trying, I think, to get under his skin. Look at that grin.
Trying to get in his head. Oh, boy. You know what kind of a grin that is? That's a bleep-eaten grin from the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle, because not only did he hook Jeff and take him down, he paintbrushed him at the same time. You said get under his skin. You're right. He's trying to play with the mind of Jeff Jarrett. And can you imagine, after what we've seen for the past few weeks, you talk about playing with the mind of Jeff Jarrett? We've seen it repeatedly from Kurt Angle.
I mean, it really is. And again, we know that Kurt Angle's going through some tough times of his own, but I'll tell you what, just the viciousness that he's had, I mean, it's just so uncalled for. And it just, you know, you just can't help but root here for Double J in this situation. Jeff, though, trying to fight out. Look at that. Oh, wow. Man. Looked like he was getting some momentum of Kurt. Just came off those ropes, hit him with the shoulder, and right into the headlock again.
Like a brick wall, and you're right. The momentum for Jarrett was just a split second when it looked like he was going to turn it around. The impact of the move, boy, fierce. And Angle right back to maintaining the edge and maintaining the control that he's had from the very outset of his match.
Jeff just trying to make sure that shoulder stays off the mat there. Now Jeff trying to get to his feet. Right now, he's got to find something that can get him in the groove, something that can get his mind back to when he was doing this on an every night basis. I mean, it is just so hard. Your mind knows what it wants to do, but the body, not quite right in there. Nice hip toss there by Jeff Jarrett. Look at that. Fighting back, and he does the headlock himself.
Side headlock by Jarrett enables him to get control. Senior official Rudy Charles inside the ring. Special enforcer Mick Foley positioned outside for this very personal, very emotional one-on-one matchup. Although Angle will tell you it's anything but one-on-one when you factor in Foley.
Well, he feels that Mick Foley's here to screw him in some way. But one thing about Mick Foley, I mean, this guy, if anybody's going to be fair, it's going to be him. As you see Kurt, oh, nice there by Jeff Jarrett coming off, and again, he grabs the headlock and puts him down.
Think of the position that Jeff Jarrett is in. Away from professional wrestling for 2 years. Forced back because of the comments of Kurt Angle. Is Jeff physically ready, Don, to combat someone like Kurt Angle who's out there wrestling on a nightly basis? Certainly, that's one of the questions that we will determine tonight in this matchup as we see Angle go to the power game there, take Jarrett up, but that backdrop move is not enough.
Jarrett doesn't let go.
Jarrett to break the grip, the hold that he has with the side headlock.
You know, Mike, it's such a great question you asked. I think the body is physically ready. I mean, we know what he does. We know the cardio and the workout. You can look at him and know he's in physical condition. But it's the mental part. It's just the brain telling the body what it hasn't done in quite a while. One thing about Kurt, he goes every night. The guy's a machine. He's just a machine, and he's somebody that just every time you think you've got him out, he just finds a way to come back. Jeff gonna have to look around, and what a German uppercut that was.
Vicious, lethal blows in the corner. That last one really rocked Jarrett's world off the ropes. And Jarrett with the leapfrog, the drop down. Angle springs across, the extension of the legs. One of the Jarrett trademark moves. Great drop kick. And as he comes off the ropes, he clotheslines Angle all the way to the floor.
This is what he needs as he sends Angle down to the rail. Jeff Jarrett looking over. Is he going to slingshot over the top? Oh, he's just trying to time it, and he does, and he got him.
Cross body block by Jarrett, right across the chest of the Olympic gold medalist. Great landing by Jarrett that time as he drives Angle down to the concrete.
And you can hear him. He's feeding off the crowd now, and that's what he's going to need. You're going to need that 12th man, as they say in a football game. Just that extra, and wow, what a shot into the steel guardrail.
Oh, the extra oomph behind that shot by Jarrett, tossing him with all of his power. Chest first right into the steel. And Jarrett comes now up off the apron and across, and Angle moves out of the way, just slid just to the side a split second, and Jarrett crashes down right against the steel guardrail.
That was a good move on Jarrett's part. He didn't hesitate for a minute, but Kurt Angle could sense it coming. That's what makes him so great. He could sense Jeff Jarrett in the air, got out of it just in time, and Jeff had nowhere to go but right into that guardrail, and that's what Kurt Angle needed.
Angle gonna try and follow up the edge that he has. Measures him after rolling him in and just kicks him with such authority right into the rib cage and follows up with another boot.
I mean, you can just feel those kicks as he just points that foot right into the ribs. And another uppercut. Jeff, wow, look at that. He just hit the ropes and then went down to his knees. And now looking to apply the pressure, applying that neck on the ropes.
Choking Jarrett that time, using the steel cable that's the ring rope right across the throat of Jarrett. Brings him right back out now, grabs him by the hair, gonna try and fire him across, but Jarrett's able to counter, turn it around, and catch him inverted atomic drop, and then goes for the boot, but Angle catches him, and Jarrett drills him with a kick in the back of the head.
I'll tell you what, he put the one foot there, and he forced Kurt Angle to catch it, forced him to grab a hold of it, and he just uses that to take it. Now look at it, Jarrett's got him on the ropes, gonna come over and apply that pressure and take that shot, and Kurt Angle's neck goes in the ropes himself.
Boy, it's great to see this after 2-year absence. The Jarrett strut back to the well a second time, and he just got his head taken off with that clothesline.
I mean, he just decapitated him as Jarrett maybe just got a little too overwhelmed there and a little too much, but man, Kurt Angle just came off of that and just took his head off.
I don't think there's any question, Don, if we really break it down and talk about a key to this matchup, it has to be the length of the match. The longer the match goes, advantage Kurt Angle without a doubt as he takes Jarrett up, drops him across the knee, and the immediate cover leads to a near fall. Right back on him for another pin and another 2 count.
I mean, he just went right back at it. You could hear Jeff screaming as he got that arm around it. I mean, he's just doing it with such a force, just such a feel that he's just adding that extra pain every time he grabs a hold of him. As Jeff Jarrett knows he's in a battle for his life right now with Kurt Angle. Look at Kurt applying that pressure. Look how he's got his legs situated. He's got everything what he wants, and that's just that Olympic wrestler in him, that mat style that he knows better than anybody.
Cinching in the power with the side headlock, not enabling Jarrett to move an inch. Jeff fights through the pain as referee Rudy Charles takes a real close look to see if there's the potential here for a choke. Not the case, says Rudy Charles, as Jarrett tries to get that engine rolling one more time and tries to turn it around here against Angle.
Well, you can see Jeff now sliding over, getting there, trying to get to his feet. Kurt trying to keep hanging on. Jeff trying to reach down and just uses those elbows, shot after shot. And nice uppercut himself on Kurt Angle. Could this be enough? Look at Kurt send him in. Jeff able to float over.
And the quick roll up by Jarrett out of the corner. No, 2 only.
Almost stole one right there. And that's, oh, again. Clothesline. Just unbelievable. 2. Not enough.
Start to sense right now a little bit of frustration from Kurt Angle. No longer with that ear-to-ear grin. The clothesline led only to a 2 count, and when Angle got up, you could really sense by the look on his face that he knows he needs to hit Jarrett with something stronger. Suplex it is, and another pin, and look at how quickly Angle, he's just relentless with these pin attempts.
I'll tell you what, he has been really in control 90% of this matchup. I mean, and again, it's just Jeff let his emotions, I think, get himself involved in this match, and you can't blame him, and he wanted to prove a point, but Kurt was just so ready for this match.
Angle tries to hold Jarrett down. Jeff all the way back up to his feet. Fights him off. Unleashes the offense with a big right. Follow-up in the corner with a boot. Another right hand. Caught him on the jaw, but it's a cheap shot that time by Angle with the rake of the eyes. Turns Jarrett around. Repeated shoulders driven right into the midsection of Jarrett. Here comes Angle at him. Jarrett, oh my God! Sidestepped him. And did you see the force that Angle went through and hit that post?
Oh, he did. Oh, and he puts him on a DDT right on his head. This is a chance for Jarrett. But Jarrett, I think, is just so wiped out. He doesn't have enough to get to his feet. He's taken everything that Kurt Angle's given him. He had just enough speed to get out of the way that drove Kurt Angle into that steel ring post. Enough to hit him with that DDT, but look at him. He's just motionless, and now finally showing some movement.
And you can also sense, as Angle rolls up to his knees, that he was favoring the shoulder. The contact that he made with such impact and force in the corner in that post. The mid-ring exchange here between the two. Both men throwing those big right hands. Jarrett rocks him, but for every punch that Jarrett throws, Angle gets one right back. Now Jarrett, all of a sudden, catches him with 2 or 3. And then Angle drives the knee, and then Jarrett drops him with the clothesline. Another follow-up lariat by Double J.
It's driving him on, and you can feel the momentum as he puts him on his back. 1, 2. Not enough. Kurt Angle gets that shoulder up in time. I'll tell you, though, Jeff, though, showing great signs here of just not wearing down. I mean, that was a big question that we had, but it seems like he's just getting more fuel, Mike.
And as he comes right back at Angle, he's taken over with the belly-to-belly release suplex. Pin,
1,
leg hook.
2. Oh, man. Was that close? That was so close.
Angle, first one back to his feet. And again, as Jarrett comes back up, you see that he's going to try and take him up for the slam. Gets him up on now. Oh, Jarrett turned it around on him that time.
Another DDT by Jeff Jarrett, and that again. Look at it. 1, he's got the arm over. Just not enough pressure.
You're right.
Not enough pressure.
It was just a move right there where Jarrett, with all the years of experience that he has, just reaches out, drapes the arm across Angle, but that's not going to be enough to keep him down for 3.
No, he knew he had to get the arm on top of him to get the pin, but Kurt Angle hears the counts, knows to get the shoulder at time, and now Jeff feeling it. He knows he's given Kurt everything back that Kurt gave him earlier, and this is his chance.
Big right hand by Jarrett. The follow-up is to take Angle and to try and suplex him from the top. Shots by Angle into the ribcage of Jarrett as he fights off any attempt that Jarrett's going to have, and instead, Angle's got him. Jarrett fighting. This time Jarrett may try and rake the eyes of Angle. Can you imagine? Angle's going to try and suplex him over the top down to the concrete.
Oh no, Jeff now, look at them. They're both of them are on top. Oh, and get Jarrett able to nail him with the superplex. Unbelievable, because if it went the other way, Jarrett would have hit that guardrail. Here it is. Oh my God, I thought it was over.
Superplex by Jeff Jarrett. Quickly followed up with another pin try. But Angle still has something left in the tank.
That's the kind of a shot, though, that just brings it all back down to even in a situation like that when you think of other things.
Beautiful back trip. Here he goes. Figure 4 leg lock. And when it comes to ring positioning, he's got him dead center. Perfect placement by Jarrett with the figure 4.
Just rocking back and forth. Rocking back and forth. You can see the pain in Kurt Angle's face as Jeff applying everything he has. Kurt almost had the shoulders down. He got counted twice. Look at him. Just fighting to keep them shoulder blades up, and Jeff applying the pressure.
Jarrett's got it tight. Figure 4 leg lock applied. With the positioning that he has, not only does Angle have to avoid getting his shoulders counted down for 3, he's got to think of how I'm going to counter this. Do I try and use my weight? Do I try and turn Jeff over? Or do I try and do everything within my power to get to the ropes and get a break?
That's what he's doing. He's scooting over, he's reaching, and he sees the target. He knows where it is, but Jarrett applying that pressure as he's got it perfectly placed, and you hit a 1. Oh, again, he gets the shoulder, but he might even tap, and no, he's trying to turn Jeff over. And he got the rope.
Did you hear Angle screaming at referee Rudy Charles. Get him off. Force him to break the figure 4 leg lock as we look over the shoulder of Special Enforcer Mick Foley.
The crowd, though, sensing that something special's going on here as Jeff Jarrett, I mean, he's not just fighting for this win, he's fighting for this company, fighting for the decisions that he's made, and he's not going to have somebody dictate what he's going to do. And oh no, McCurt, here it goes, German suplex.
Shoulders down, 2, no. Shoulder up by Jarrett at 3, but you'll notice that Angle still hangs on. Is he going to try and go back to the well another time? Exactly. German a second time. No pin attempt, however. Going to bring Jarrett back up to the base and take him overhead a third time. A third German. Here it is. Here's the cover. Here's the pin.
No! Again on instinct. Jeff Jarrett able to get those shoulders up in time at Kurt Angle. 3 German suplexes, and you can see him limping as he took a bad fall. Now you know what he wants to do. He's got the straps off.
Still feeling the effects of the figure 4 leg locks. Angle slam attempt is instead countered by Jarrett. Reverse caught him with that arm drag. Doubled him over with the boot. Jarrett going to try a pile driver here, but you see the reverse. Oh, Jarrett rolls through.
Oh no!
He's got it. Right place for the ankle lock.
Look how he just turns that ankle where he wants it to go, and you can see Jarrett, and you see him shaking his head. Is he going to tap out? Is Kurt Angle going to get it right here? And he's got his base, and he's holding on, and look at the pain in Jeff's face.
We have now seen the submission moves, the patented moves of both men on display, and Jarrett wasn't able to put Angle away with the figure 4, but will the ankle lock be the decisive move here for Kurt Angle?
He just barely touched the ropes, but he couldn't grab on. Crawling over, it's almost like Kurt's teasing him. He's so close, and he is. He drags him back again, and that gets him mentally.
The closer that Jarrett gets, the more that Angle not only applies the pressure to the ankle lock, but at the same time drags him right back out to the middle of the ring to apply even more pressure, pain, and punishment.
Look at Kurt, just every oomph, he just puts that shoulder down and holds onto that ankle and twists and twists. Jeff, look at this, trying to do whatever he can, and he rolls him over, and that's the only way you can do it, is he's able to somehow get the somersault to break it.
It's an effective move, but how damaged is the leg of the King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett? Angle slam attempt. Oh, dropped him down. This could be it.
1, 2. Oh my God! You've got to be kidding me. That was so freaking close.
Angle buries his head in his hands. He thinks, what else can I do? I weakened him with the ankle lock. I hit him with my ankle slam. But instead, Jarrett able to avoid 3.
Both these guys in so much pain. As you see Jeff Jarrett, he's just laying there. This is the chance. Kurt gonna go for that moonsault, gonna go to end it. He's got Jeff Jarrett prone on the mat. Kurt, though, his ankle hurting.
He is. The figure 4.
And there he goes. Just in time, Jeff went the right direction. He came back towards Kurt Angle, and Kurt then, look at him miss, and he bows up.
If you think about it, it was the figure 4 that really was the key to Angle missing that moonsault off the top. As he made his way up to that top rope, you could just sense how his leg was wobbling.
It was, Mike, it was. As he's been limping on his, and Jeff can't hardly get the stance on his.
God.
Oh, the referee's been knocked down as Jeff ducked. Kurt Angle hit him. Oh, but Jeff, this is his shot. Can he get it? He's going to try to sell the knee to the gut. Another knee to the gut. Here he goes.
Here's their stroke.
He hits it. Oh, and the referee is out.
Yeah, but Mick Foley just slid in.
1, 2. Oh, man. How about Mick Foley? He didn't hesitate. He was going to do the count.
We not only see Jarrett not tap out to the ankle lock, we see
oh my God, the low blow. Just a dirty maneuver. As Mick Foley was checking on the referee, he nails Jeff Jarrett with that low blow, and look at Jeff.
Angle rolls out here. We're going to try and keep our eyes on him. Angle picking up a steel chair from around ringside. Mick Foley says, no way. You're not using a chair, is what Mick Foley just said to Kurt Angle. Get back in the ring.
Oh my God! He just crushed Mick Foley! Oh my God! Kurt Angle just crushed him! Oh no!
A sick A sick chair shot to Foley.
Oh, he just crushes Jeff with the chair.
First it's Foley, then it's Jarrett with the just brutal shots. And now Angle's going to try and drag a dazed Rudy Charles back.
Here it is. 1, 2.
Mick
Foley pulls it out. He's not going to allow it to happen.
Angle can't believe it. Foley back in, right in the face of the Olympic gold medalist. And Angle backs out, and Foley just dropped him with the right.
Look at this. Oh, my God. He's pulled it out.
Here comes the sod.
Got it in his hand.
Mandible claw with the sod.
Now Jeff Jarrett coming around. He's got the guitar. Sends him right into it and smashes him. Here we go.
Angle down. Count.
1,
Count.
2.
Count.
Done it.
Here's your winner, the king of the mountain, Jeff Jarrett!
Wow. Now that's a special enforcer. And Jeff Jarrett, what a night.
My God, what a special moment, ladies and gentlemen, that we've not only witnessed here in Chicago, but that all of you around the world have as well at Bound for Glory. One man fueled by 2 years of pain, 2 years of agony, 2 years of tears. Jeff Jarrett is able to defeat Kurt Angle. And I've got to send a shout out to Nashville, Tennessee. Jocelyn, Jacqueline, Jaron, girls, we love you. This one was dedicated to you.
Wow, I don't know that I've ever really, I didn't plan on being a widow. I mean, I'm chuckling to myself that I'm sure her and Owen are looking down on, boy, you got stumped on this question. I mean, big time. I sort of have a unique ritual. I go to the gym, exercise my body, I leave the gym, exercise my soul by reading the Bible and praying and whatever I need to do. And I do pray for my girls that I got lucky. Jill was blessed in my life. And I do pray that my 3 daughters have 3 men enter their life that are God-fearing and God-loving and treat my daughters with the utmost respect.
There's 3 things I know in this life. If you're talking about Jeff Jarrett, number 1, he loved his wife. Number 2, he loved God. And number 3, he loved his girls. And his life, everything he's doing now, it may be because he's good at it, because he's smart, because he knows wrestling, but he's doing it because of his kids.
It says in the Bible, if you don't work, you shouldn't eat. So it's real simple to me. I'm gonna work till I die. And when he takes me, he takes me. But I assure you, I have a passion for life. Pass your knowledge down, make the product better. Make the product always better tomorrow than it is today. That's how it should be. If you got confidence in yourself and you're not selfish and you're not worried about what the hell's gonna happen, that's ridiculous. Have confidence in yourself and move on.
And in talking to Jeff, I realized that he just wants the best for us all, that he's just a guy that wants to see everybody succeed, and that he wants to be the best that he can be for this company and to be a leader here at TNA.
Handsome Jimmy Valiant, one of my favorite all-time performers. He was covered from both arms, both legs, back, shoulders, tattoos everywhere. There's 2 tattoos on his body that I remember. One tattoo is, live as if you know, because you do. And when you hear that a couple of times, live as if you know, because you do, all that's saying is, listen to your heart, listen to your gut. You know what's right from wrong. But the second one is the most important. To teach is to learn twice. And when you think about that, it's so true. And when I teach whether it's a punk kid who wants to be an X Division wrestler, or if it's a young up-and-coming guy who's a heavyweight, or if it's a tag guy, whatever it is. When you really think in your brain, to teach is to learn twice. And if you really soak that in, it's deep. That's what I want to get back. That's where I see myself going, because I'm never retiring. I would love to give to the business as long as I can.
Okay, we're waiting now for all the troops to get in here, and here come a couple of them. And we got 4 of them heading to the ring. We're ready for our next tag team action, Dave.
It'll be one fall 15-minute time limit match. Introducing at a total weight of 419 pounds, both out of Memphis, Tennessee, David Johnson and Jim Jameson. Going against him at a total of 438 pounds. From Australia, the superstar, the living legend, Bill Dundee, his partner from Los Angeles, California, the nature boy, Buddy Landell. Landell wearing the Mid-America belt, Dundee wearing the Southern title. This match, one fall, 15-minute time limit. Jeff Jarrett is the referee.
I don't want to say anything about Landell's robe as to the quality of it, but I noticed it's shedding. I see some of the fur coming off on the ground down there. Dundee slipping off his outer suit, and we'll be ready to go as Jeff Jarrett says, come on, Billy, let's get this thing underway. And, oh, I see. When you're the champion, you don't have to hurry for anybody. All right, David Johnson starting out against the superstar. But let's take time.
Dundee has just called time out here.
Sure.
Referee's saying, come on, we don't have time out here. Let's go. Oh, Dundee. Going after young David Johnson. Johnson with a chop. Dundee just open hand slapped him across the face.
Obviously outclassed Jameson and Johnson. Just will tell it like it is. Dundee and Landell, both single title holders. Oh, boy, that elbow crucified David Johnson. He's still hanging in there, trying to battle his way back.
Boy, the both of them are vicious here today, Landell and Dundee. Landell must have taken a cue from Dundee, and when he stepped through there, he has just been pounding first Johnson and now Jim Jameson. Oh, Jameson literally knocked halfway across the ring by Dundee. Body slam. Dundee didn't just body slam him, he threw him down.
He did, right in the middle of that. Now he's going over, slapping David Johnson. Jameson trying to battle his way back, but Dundee leans back. Slick move to nail him with the bottom of his foot right in the face. He is back on top of him, and there's a tag on the nature boy. Landell.
Ooh. What a chop he put on him. Both of them just unrestrained here today. They are just going all out, working over Jim Jameson and David Johnson. We're about 2 minutes into the action. And it's been all Landell and Dundee.
Boy, and you called it right. All Landell and Dundee. They have been pumping on Johnson and Jameson. Dundee holding him down right now. Slaps him a little across the face. Bang, big right hand to the midsection, but Dundee right back at him, and he slams him into the ropes, and referee Jeff Jarrett says, come on, back it up, keep the fist open.
Dundee, double fist across the back of the neck. Now Jameson thrown out of the ring, down on the floor. Dundee out there after him. Oh, body slam right on the floor.
David Johnson coming down to try to help his partner out. The referee running Dundee back to the corner finally.
Coming up on 3 minutes in this match. 15 minutes is the overall time limit. David Johnson helping Jim Jamison back up on the ring apron.
Trying to get the referee to back Dundee up. He does not back up. He drops an elbow just as Jamison comes through.
And his knees buckle there. Dundee goes after Johnson over in the corner.
Boy, he nailed him, knocked him right off the ring. And Dundee right back on Jamison, tags Buddy Landell.
Landell drops down on Jamison.
Coming around to the 4-minute mark where, what, 3.5 minutes?
There's a count of 3, that's it. Yeah, we were at 3 minutes, 36 seconds, and that is it as Landell got the 3 count on him. Dundee and Landell celebrating a victory here. An overpowering victory, I might add, over Jim Jamison and David Johnson.
They were, no excuse in that. Buddy Landell, they beat the stew out of him. Now Landell and Dundee are showing what big men they are. Oh, Johnson thrown over the top rope. Hey, come on.
Landell is just attacking the referee.
That'll cost you. Jeff Jarrett refereeing this match, and Landell just slammed him. There goes Jamison out of the ring. Here comes Jerry Jarrett, Jeff's dad, in, and he nails Dundee. Nails Buddy Landell, and right back at Dundee. This is Jerry's son that was refereeing. Uh-oh, Landell got him from behind. And Dundee slams him with a right, puts him down on the deck. Come on, this thing's getting out of hand now. God, Dundee's going for his eyes, Dave. He's only got one good eye in there.
Come on.
Kid up a year out of high school, and they jump on him in there because he's trying to stop him from.
Dundee and Landell have gone, and there go Dutch Mantell, Billy Travis. Yeah, a little handshake for Jeff Jarrett up there. Tony Falk finally in the ring after all the conversation about it. And it is one fall, 15-minute time limit.
Here we go.
Jeff Jarrett nailed with a right fist as Falk grabs him, slams his head into the top turnbuckle. Jeff Jarrett, brand new in the wrestling business.
He's given away a lot of weight. He's given away a lot of experience in there. But this kid is a really fine athlete. Jeff is an outstanding basketball player. He goes to Aquinas in Nashville and was nominated for the Academic All-American just yesterday, Dave. Very fine honor for an outstanding young man. He's in trouble right at the moment, but I'll tell you one thing, you're not going to see him giving up on anything. He's got all heart. He showed a lot of mistakes the first time we saw him, but, brother, he showed a lot of heart.
Nice move by Jeff Jarrett. He reverses Falk into the turnbuckle and then dumps him over his back as he came out of the corner. 1 minute of action gone. Tony Falk, right fist. Jeff Jarrett back on the ropes. Tony Falk using that right hand. Falk backs to the ropes. Climbs up on the middle one. Leaps down and plants a foot across the chest.
Falk making all the right wrestling moves. This time, to humiliate him, he dumped him out on the floor right through the ropes. But If Falk thinks he's going to turn around and walk away, I can tell you he's got another thing coming.
Oh, nice move. He got it.
Got it! Tony Falk makes one of his notorious mistakes. Jeff Jarrett is the winner.
Dundee and Landell jump Jeff Jarrett. And Falk, Gaddafi, and Pat Rose have the door blocked to prevent help from coming in from the dressing room.
They're holding the door over there so they can't get in to help Jeff out as Dundee slams him down. Oh, you guys are so brave. They're trying to push the door in over there, Dave, to get in. Why don't the two of you get out of here? Landell going with a full Boston Crab on him. And Jeff Jarrett is just at the mercy of Dundee and Landell. Dundee off the ropes all the way to the middle of the ring. Racked him with that leg. Falk, Gaddafi, and Pat Rose still holding the door to keep help out. Here comes Joe, just what we need. But, oh, look at this! Leduc!
Leduc went after Dundee and Landell.
Oh, I thought Leduc was going to come in and add misery to what Jeff Jarrett has already experienced. He is out cold in the ring. And Falk trying to sneak up. Gets nailed back down. And here comes Dutch Mantell, Billy Travis. And Leduc came in and turned it.
A few words out here. You know, last week I came out here, and yes, I did make a mistake. I agreed to the match, and I thought that maybe Hector would wrestle a fair match, but that was my fault, and I'm not going to make that mistake.
Can't trust him.
I asked for I asked for a match with Hector again, and Hector, brother, I guarantee you, every fist you hit me in my face, I'm going to answer with a big one, brother, and I promise you that. That's right. You just get out there.
All right. Hey, the match is scheduled. Hey, come on, let's talk the rest of this in the ring.
Wait a minute. You know what I think about you? You put too much gravy on your biscuits, boy. Yeah, some people never learn. Some people never learn. Looks like to me like I'm going to have to keep this little Chiquito another lesson.
Well, let's see what happens here. Single match. It's Hector Guerrero against Jeff Jarrett. Jeff says, come on, Hector. Yeah, this one is going to be different than the last one, he says. Jeff felt he made a mistake in wrestling Hector fair and square last time, and he says whatever it takes, he will answer Hector with whatever tactics it takes this time. Jeff using the shoulder very effectively. Boy, what a great balance Jeff has. He just stopped on a dime right there. Set himself and waited. Now he's got Hector in a headlock. Hector in the side headlock is still talking. Oh, winding up a little bit on it. Look out, Hector pulling his hair. Jeff still got that headlock on him. Hector got him with a forearm to the rib cage. Did not shake Jeff's hold, however. Jeff Jarrett, Hector Guerrero. Good single match. Oh, down to the mat goes Jeff. Shoulders down. He got a count of 1.5. Well, 2 count, actually. Look at Jeff. He flipped Hector. Hector back on his feet, and Jeff gets him in a headlock again. Hector spent most of this match in a headlock so far. From Mexico City, Mexico, Hector Guerrero against Jeff Jarrett out of Hendersonville, Tennessee. Get him wrap up that headlock. Oh, Jeff turns him loose, and Hector face first on the mat. Jeff immediately goes for the cover. Only gets a count of 1, though. And now Hector says, hey, I'm going to take a minute, get out of here. Let me get away from him, and then I'll start yelling that he pulled my hair. Hector Guerrero back up into the ring now. 2 minutes, 2 seconds have gone on the action. Now he's showing the referee, hey, what he was doing, referee, it looked like a headlock, but he was actually pulling my hair. Well, the referee, I don't think is buying any of that. There's some hair pulling, but it's done by Hector Guerrero. He snapped Jeff down to the mat. Yeah, he had a handful of hair. Hector says, no, I would never do that, referee. I abide by the rules when it's convenient. Only you didn't tell him that part, I don't think. Got a bar on the left arm. Hector with the advantage at the moment. Not for long. Jeff Jarrett fires him into the ropes. Puts him over the shoulder coming off of there, and Hector finds himself on his back. There's cover by Jeff. Hector able to kick out of it before the 3 count. Jeff immediately takes him down and puts a bar on Hector's left arm. 3 minutes, 5 seconds gone in this one. It's a 1-fall, 10-minute time limit match. Good action from Hector Guerrero and Jeff Jarrett. Forearm across the chest. Hector trying to break out of this hole. Jeff tightening up on it a bit. With the hold, Jeff's able to put pressure on the elbow and the shoulder. He's especially putting the heat on the shoulder right there. Hector, meanwhile, trying to use a forearm, but not much room to wind up with it. Hector flipped, but lands on his feet. Not this time, though, as Jeff has him down on the mat. Referee is right there saying, hey, you want to give this one up? Hector so far not doing that. And his left shoulder is well off the mat, so a count does not start. 4 minutes gone. I could hear that all the way over to the desk here. Hector is accusing the referee of bias. He says, you are not calling this one fair and square. I don't know what he's complaining about. Jeff's got a perfectly legitimate hold on that left arm. They're very near the middle of the ring. And the referee is watching every move they make. Power against the upper arm. Crowd says, yeah, do it again. Jeff Jarrett with the upper hand over Hector Guerrero. If we were awarding points, Jeff would be well ahead at this point. There's a right fist. Hector hit him right in the eye with his fist. Look out. Jeff's head slammed into the turnbuckle. 5 minutes gone. 5 minutes left. Straight up in the air. Hector has Jeff Jarrett. And he drops him with that suplex. Here's a cover by Hector. Count is at 2. Jeff kicks out before the 3 count. Jeff grabs him, trying to flip him down, but Hector hit him with a fist. Open hand, he says. Yeah, open hand. He hit him with a doubled up fist, let me tell you. There's another fist. Right in the top of the head. Hector Guerrero going to the dirty tricks department. But he's taken control of the match as a result. He's got a cover after the backbreaker. Count of 2. Jeff almost pinned. He kicked out of it just before the referee's hand started down with a 3 count. Snap suplex by Hector. And a cover. 1, 2. Again, Jeff breaks out of it before the 3 count. I think Hector thought he had him pinned that time, but Jeff's still alive. Big right fist again. Hector really using that right fist in this match. 6.5 minutes gone. The action continues. Still have another match to follow this one. In that one, it'll be Billy Travis. Nightmare Ken Wayne. Should be a good one. Hector Guerrero has Jeff down on the mat. Oh, he was going to drop on him, but Jeff pulled up the knees, and it didn't work out for Hector Guerrero. Head slammed into the mat. Hector again slams Jeff's head down into the mat. Crowd, some of them are beginning to chant, "Go, Jeff, go." Jeff with a right hand and another one. Hector rakes his fingers across his eyes. Jeff snapped down. The shoulders are on the mat. 1, 2, only a 2 count. Jeff finally able to upset the balance there and prevent being pinned. Hector's been close a couple of times, but he hasn't made it yet. Knee lift by Jeff Jarrett off the ropes. Big right fist. Hector back. Whipped across the way. Jeff got him with a right hand. Referee warning him about the closed fist. Jeff said it before the match. Whatever Hector used, Jeff felt was fair for him to use in return, and I think that's the way he feels about that fist right now, because Hector has nailed him half a dozen times. Backdrop. Good drop kick. Hector hits the mat. Here's another one. Hector bounces back to his feet. Jeff again hits him with a drop kick. This time, Hector stays down on the mat. Jeff back on his feet. Oh! There's Lance. Lance is just... What? Oh! Look out, Hector! Jeff Jarrett has just returned the 5 pounds of flour. Yeah, I'm going to applaud that, too. Lance, after being doused with the flour with Hector and his silly Christmas joke out here with a piñata, Lance has just gotten even with Hector Guerrero. There he is in a cloud of dust.
Lawler and Dundee would have been back. Jeff and Lawler, a little bit different situation.
Could be an interesting match here. Yeah, and Jeff, it looked like Jeff was beaten a couple of times in the Battle Royal, but he hung in there. I don't know. Can he hang in there and upset the champion here? We'll see.
There's the King. He brings the belt in, and referee Jerry Calhoun has it. The CWA heavyweight title is on the line, and we're ready for the introduction.
And by agreement, it's going to be an expiration of time match. An expiration of time championship match. The CWA heavyweight title is on the line. Introducing the challenger at 208 pounds out of Hendersonville, Tennessee, Jeff Jarrett. And the CWA heavyweight champion from Memphis, Tennessee, 234 pounds, the King, Jerry Lawler. A championship match to the expiration of time. Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
I remember that Jeff and Jerry met one other time that I recall, and it seemed to me it was in a tournament. I actually do not remember the circumstances. But the thing that sticks out in my mind about that match, Dave, was the fact of Jeff not backing down one bit to the King. And I remember when Lawler got hot and let that right hand slip and busted Jeff, boy, Jeff came right back and cracked him one, too. So I think we're in for a whale of a match right here. The King, obviously, would have to be the favorite in there. He is the champion, and you got to take it away from him. Jeff Jarrett, who's giving away about 25 pounds to the King. Ooh, oh man, did Lawler pick him up, got good leverage on him, and bounced him across the ring. Again, the referee, Jerry Calhoun. Jeff, can't you see how the guy's filled out? I mean, we've just seen him grow in a year here. How much weight
a year ago, he weighed, I think it was 189, 190 pounds. He's up to 208. He's been putting on weight slowly. Oh, look at that. Oh, a little bit of what you were talking about there, huh? He's not backing up a bit.
Lawler pitched him again across the ring, and Jeff came firing up and caught him with a clothesline and put the champion on the deck. Jeff has always had powerful legs, very big legs for his size. You can now see his upper body. He's been in the gym a lot. He's pumping that iron and working very hard.
His arms are filling out very big. His chest filling out. Whips Lawler, and Lawler returns the favor. Hey, that Lawler is something, boy. I'll tell you, he knows how to capitalize on it. He caught Jeff totally by surprise, as Jeff caught him earlier. Squaring off, facing each other, center of the ring, tie it up. Standing side headlock, Lawler. The King continues to grind away, taking maybe a little of steam out, and snap-mares him over, and look at Jarrett on that move. Pops him into a head scissors.
He had the shoulders down. The referee started to count. Jerry had no trouble in lifting the left shoulder to stop that count. But sometimes that'll happen. You'll get your opponent with the shoulders down, and they're thinking, now, what do I do to get out of the hole? Meanwhile, the referee's holding the count on you. You can get out of a head scissors like that, but boy, it's tough on your ears. Jerry. Pretty well tied up here by Jeff Jarrett. You mentioned the strength that Jeff has always had in his leg. Putting it to good use here. I would suspect the King will now try a headstand to get out of it. That'll do it, usually.
King's up. Oh! What do you think? Talking about power.
Jeff Jarrett. Just kind of smashed his head into the mat there.
I mean, lifted him straight 234 straight up in the air on top of your legs, and Jeff lifted him up about 6-7 inches off the mat and pounded his head right back in. Lawler still caught in that head scissors. Jeff's using strength. He's using his legs, the strongest part, and he's using his speed. But Lawler, with that cunning and that experience, man, slipped out and right into a side headlock.
He wasted no time. As soon as he was free, he grabbed immediately for the side headlock. Take the advantage quickly.
There's not 3 names in the total world of wrestling that are nationally and internationally known that Lawler hasn't been in the ring with. He has faced them all and beaten most of them. Whoa! Look at Jarrett turn it over. Beautiful. And the King came out of it. No, Jeff, you're not going to win it easy. You can bet on that, buddy.
It's going to be a tough one to get. The King had the 2 count on him before he finally threw Jeff Jarrett totally off. I mean, he just lifted him and threw him across the mat, almost hit the referee. The referee was quick to get out of the way. We are almost 5 minutes into the action here. We're right now at 4:59, 5 minutes right now.
This is an expiration time, as Dave explained, and so we still have some time. It is not the conventional one-fall 60-minute match. We got that stipulation. It was several months back that we finally got the CWA and the AWA to agree to let us do it with a television time. We used to have to go with a 60-minute time,
right,
and
all the time.
We'd be in bad shape time-wise on it. Now it's an expiration of time, and the significance of that is that the wrestlers have to pay attention to it too, because they can't think, well, we got another 25 minutes and all. They have to be aware that this match could end at any time. It is a fact we've got some time right now. But it is one fall expiration of time for the CWA title. Lawler hooked the arm. Big drop kick from the King. And Jeff Jarrett gave it back to him.
Going right at him. Both of them in the air at the same time.
Lawler caught him, Jeff caught him, and they both went up at the same time and hit that mat hard. You know, Davey, I've watched the face of wrestling fans at matches, and they'll go by the ring. Jeff Jarrett up on the rope. coming right off and piles into Lawler. And to the referee, Calhoun is down. Lawler's, what is Dundee doing out there?
He just nailed Jeff, and he's got something around his fist.
He's got a chain or something like that. And Lawler is coming to his knees. The referee still on his back. Lawler covers Jeff. The last move that Lawler saw was the drop kick. And he covers Jeff Jarrett. Jerry Calhoun, 1, 2, 3. Oh, no. Well, I'm not here to say that Jeff was going to beat him for the title. But it was, in fact, some interference from the outside.
Jeff and Bill headed for the ring right now. They got quite a match coming up here today. They are going to get...
He says, what, anytime he's going to get in the ring, I don't want no punk making a fool out of me, Dundee. That goes for you, too. You keep that punk kid away from me. I'll knock him out.
Bruno got the first express going west, I can see.
Oh, he's back. Anytime, day or night, twice on Sunday. Ain't no punk can make a fool out of me. I am professional wrestling. I am the superstar. I am downtown Bruno. And you know, Lance, when I beat up that punk, he got zits all over his face. You see that little pre-pubic little punk is what he is. Zits on his face. I'll knock him out.
Let's get the introductions, Davey, while the bells sound.
All right, we got gorgeous Gary Young and Cactus Jack. Young out of Little Rock, Arkansas. Cactus Jack out of Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. Going against, in the ring right now, Jeff Jarrett and his partner, Bill Superstar Dundee. You got Sylvia over in the corner of Gary Young and Cactus Jack.
Bruno helping you.
And you got Bruno running around out here, too.
Let me tell you some more about this punk. The kid gets lucky is what he does. He don't belong in the ring with me. I am a true professional. I am downtown Bruno. And you know, the punk's got to realize one thing. You can go north, you can go south, you can go east or west. But if you're not downtown, oh yeah, you ain't no place. And Dundee's got a punk kid. Dundee's a punk himself. Right now he's got a punk for a tag team partner. You're a punk. Everybody in Tennessee's a punk. Everybody everywhere is a punk, unless you're in the stud stable or unless you're downtown Bruno. You know that? I've got a lot of friends watching my back. And the next time that punk kid tries to cause me any kind of problems at all, Lance Russell, well, I might have Boss Winter standing in the hallway. I might have Sylvia standing there with her stick. I might have Cactus Jack. Wait a minute. I'm not through yet. Just a minor setback. He's pulling his hair. He's a cheater just like his punk. Well, Lance, nobody makes a fool out of downtown Bruno and gets away with it. Burn me once. Shame on you. Burn me twice, brother. Shame on me. Well, ain't nobody gonna burn me twice. They're always talking about fighting fire with fire. You gotta realize something. If you got any intelligence at all, you fight fire with water, Lance Russell. It ain't nothing but a thing. I am gonna hurt that punk kid and take him to school. I'm going to show him everything I learned on 42K Boulevard. And when he's laying there bloody with all them zits all over his face, when I punch him in his ugly-looking mouth, he's going to realize, like I always say, maybe his mama didn't tell him, but she should have, that it bees that way sometimes, Lance. I'm not right or wrong, buddy. Now let me go to the ring and quit irritating me.
Well, of course, I could say, Bruno said, no punk kid's going to make a fool out of me, and I could say you're right, Bruno, because somebody beat him to that a long time ago.
Yes, sir.
Cactus Jack with the chops on Jeff Jarrett. He blocks, goes to the midsection, and now whips him, but it's reversed. And I showed you how quick Jeff was. Jack was right behind him, but Jeff got out of there. Uh-oh.
Jeff got out of the way. Cactus Jack went hard into the ropes, and his own momentum carried him right over there. Jeff Jarrett's got him down. Got a count of 1.
He threw the man over the top rope.
He did not throw him over the top rope.
I don't understand it.
His own momentum took him over.
Hey, don't you ever stop running your mouth. The man threw him.
Just a question I was going to ask him.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Comedian here. What is it?
Double elbow.
Bill Dundee in there with a boot, slides it off the side of the face of Cactus Jack.
Hey, you leave her alone. Lance, when Dundee goes to the movies now, does he get in for half price? Because he's only half a man. He only takes up half a seat. Look at the little son of a gun. Looks like he's been falling off of buildings all year and landed on his feet. Look at him, little Australian. He's probably got them lifts in his boots. He's shorter than that. He's about 4'1". His head weighs about 250 pounds. Look at the little cheek hitting the man in the
I wouldn't make any comments about anybody's boot with what your boss is wearing around. I'm talking about Robert Fuller. Gary Young gets in and throws Dundee off as he was working on a 3 count with Cactus Jack.
Jack hanging onto the ropes to prevent being pulled out to the middle of the ring. Dundee went in there with a boot, flips him out. Over to the corner, the tag on Jeff Jarrett. Dundee steps out. Jeff says, how about that right hand? Crowd says, do it. He does. Gary Young reaching for the tag. Cactus Jack tags him, and here he comes. The gorgeous Gary Young out of Little Rock, Arkansas. Jeff got the side headlock on him. Young still moving around, trying to keep him from setting up very good. Into Cactus Jack. Jeff came off the ropes and across the way. Cactus Jack brought that knee up. Strategy, Bruno says.
Sure strategy.
Yeah.
Gary Young pounding away hard on Jeff Jarrett right now as Jeff pushed back in, flipped across the ring, backdrop, no! Boy, he tossed him well up into the air as the momentum carried Jeff back in. I thought he might take him over with a backdrop. Instead, he just grabbed him at the waist, threw him straight up in the air. And Jeff makes the tag.
Here's Bill Dundee. Fist flying. He goes after Cactus Jack, who jumped in there. Dundee after Jack in the corner. Jeff Jarrett. He goes after Cactus Jack now. Dundee is now working on Gary Young. All 4 of them battling. Sylvia trips up Jeff Jarrett. Look out. Jeff comes out of the ring. He's after Sylvia. Bruno has got his track shoes on, too. Cactus Jack intercepted Jeff over there out of the ring. Dundee's got... He had Gary Young down. Bruno jumps in there, and that's a disqualification. Referee's calling for the bell. Here's Jamie Dundee. Jamie grabs Bruno, and he is really working on him. Robert Fuller is in the ring. He nails Dundee from behind. Now he's loading up that boot. Look at him. Over in the corner. Fuller up on the ropes. Dundee comes over to Jamie Dundee, came over to help Bill, and Robert Fuller came off those ropes. Look out. Fuller came off the ropes and landed right on top of Jamie with that boot. Stud Stable finally on their way out of here.